Chapter 385. This kind of mission was not difficult for Lu Chen at all. He got Xiao Min to turn invisible and squat beside the herb field. Coupled with his eyesight, if a biting rat appeared, it would not be able to escape his eyes. He never expected that he would be squatting for an entire day. Fuck, that medicine master must be kidding me. He's not coming out for an entire day. Lu Chen almost broke down. It was already 11 or 12 o'clock, and he did nothing but stand beside the herb field in a daze. No, I still need the immortal pill. Let's wait a little longer. For 2 consecutive days, Lu Chen squatted in solitude. Fuck, I'm really going to break down. I've already waited for 2 days. It's a pity to give up now. Lu Chen decided to cultivate by the side while tidying up his backpack and looking at his attributes. Lu Chen's materials and equipment were all thrown away in Freedom City. His backpack was now very clean. However, Lu Chen had not fused with a new bloodline for a long time. It was not that he did not want to. Radiant Moon werewolves were of the werewolf bloodline. It was fine if he could not fuse with a new bloodline, but he had killed many abyssal evil dragons in 100 lives and deaths. However, the number of bloodlines was limited by the stars. Unless he could advance to 1 star, he would not be able to fuse with more bloodlines. 1 star required 10 small stages to advance. Currently, Lu Chen was only 3 small stages away from rising in stars. Ah, what kind of lousy mission is this? I've wasted so many days. If I had the time, I might as well go farming. Xiao Min, help me keep watch. I'm going to sleep. Just after midnight, Lu Chen, who was sound asleep, felt someone calling him softly. He slowly woke up. Boss, the biting rat has appeared. Lu Chen looked at the herb field in a daze. Under the moonlight, a golden figure flashed quickly in the herb field. Upon closer inspection, that golden figure was a little thing that looked like a gopher. At this moment, it was gorging itself on the herb field, gnawing here and there. It's finally appeared. Lu Chen said as if a heavy burden had been lifted off his shoulders. The mission only required them to capture the target, so it didn't matter if the target was dead or alive. The little thing was very cute. It had golden fur all over its body and looked like a thief. From time to time, it would stand up on its hind legs and look around vigilantly with its small eyes. This fellow was also very smart. Yao Lao had set up many traps in the medicinal field, but it had never stepped on any of them. According to the description of the mission, it was still at large for 300 years. Sure enough, he was a habitual criminal with rich experience. However, what the little fellow did not expect was that an invisible person was hovering above it. Spider web entanglement. Lu Chen seized the opportunity and suddenly attacked. Although entanglement of spider silk was an unorthodox skill, it was perfect for catching rats. A ball of white spider silk quickly wrapped around the little fellow, and no matter how it struggled, it couldn't break free. At this moment, Lu Chen finally relaxed and revealed himself. He walked over with a chuckle. Hee, you can't run away, right? Who told you to steal? I've caught you. The little fellow's small eyes looked at Lu Chen in fear. Seeing him walk over, it became more and more frightened, and it kept squeaking. Don't worry, I don't plan to kill you. I just want to catch you to complete the mission. Lu Chen had a smug smile on his face. He was about to bend down to catch Biting Rat. Suddenly, Biting Rat's 2 small claws grabbed the spider silk and stuffed it into its mouth. In a few bites, it finished the spider silk. Fuck. Is this for real? It ate my skill. Lu Chen couldn't believe his eyes. Not good, it's running. Entanglement. Another ball of spider silk shot out, but this time, a murderous intent flashed in Biting Rat's eyes. In the blink of an eye, Biting Rat, which could have been held up with one hand, grew to a height of 40 to 50 meters. In front of Biting Rat, Lu Chen became a small black dot. Fuck. What the hell? Lu Chen was stunned. Fuck, this mission is another trap. This guy is so big. Biting Rat pounced at Lu Chen. Lu Chen hurriedly put away his relaxed attitude. It seemed that if he didn't get serious, he might not be able to beat this guy. War God Possession, Demon Transformation. Doppelganger. Biting Rat slapped one of the doppelgangers with its claws. Minus 660,000. Lu Chen gasped. Are you kidding me? Why is the damage so high? Lu Chen hurriedly had his doppelganger split again, and he took the opportunity to activate his skill. Earth-splitting chasm. Earth fire lava. Although Biting Rat's body was huge, its movement speed was not slow at all. It dodged both skills, and it had already found Lu Chen's real body. It rushed right beside him. 7 stars chasing the moon. Tiger's roar. Lightless Skyfire Pillar. Lightless Skyfire Pillar finally hit Biting Rat and stunned it for a short time. Minus 60,000. Its spiritual defense was so high. This was the Skyfire Pillar that Lu Chen had used after activating Tiger's Roar. His spiritual attack was now over 260,000, but he had only managed to deal a fraction of that damage. There was no resistance. It was immune to the stun effect. In other words, Biting Rat relied on its spiritual defense to resist Lu Chen's lightless Skyfire Pillar. Debuff, stun for 0. 5 seconds. Now's the time. It was this short stun. Lu Chen did not dare to waste it. He led his doppelgangers and used Shadow Flash, instantly appearing in front of Biting Rat. Biting Rat still did not know how powerful Lu Chen was. It would not end well if he got close to it. Just as it was about to attack Lu Chen again, his doppelganger stunned it. Rapid attack. Tiger descends the mountain. Rapid attack. Put it to death. Don't let it escape. Biting Rat's HP was as high as 1 billion. At the same time, it had high stun resistance. In order to prevent the stun from being interrupted, Lu Chen spawned 5 demonic doppelgangers. The demonic doppelgangers created doppelgangers again, and the doppelgangers attacked Biting Rat madly. Minus 210,000, immune, immune, minus 190,000, immune, immune, minus 200,000, immune, immune, it was immune to poison attacks. Fortunately, Lu Chen's physical attacks were still effective. Under the combined attacks of his doppelgangers, Biting Rat's 1 billion HP dropped rapidly. A few minutes later, the giant Biting Rat's HP was almost empty. Its body suddenly shrank rapidly, turning into a small gopher and escaping through the herbs. Trying to run. I'm sorry, but my eyesight is especially sensitive to moving objects like you. You can't run. 7 stars chasing the moon, spider web entanglement. Lu Chen's skill accurately hit its target, and the little guy was trapped again. It tried to eat the spider web, but this time, Lu Chen would not give it a chance to escape. He grabbed Biting Rat. Humph, I told you you can't run, but you didn't believe me. Come, follow me to turn in the quest. After tying Biting Rat up with spider web, Lu Chen carried Biting Rat to Yao Lao. You actually caught this guy. And you even caught it alive. Yao Lao looked at Lu Chen in disbelief. It didn't grow bigger. Lu Chen smiled. Of course it did, but I still caught it. Ding! Quest Yao Lao's Troubles has been completed. Obtained 10 Spirit Ancestor Pills. Obtained 10 Body Honing Pills. Obtained Special Pet, God-Slaying Rat, one and only. God-Slaying Rat can devour any object of the 5 elements, such as the ground, continuous fire, poisonous fog, and other skills. Biting Rat's growth depends on continuous devouring. This pet was quite interesting. It could level up by devouring items. Just as Lu Chen was about to speak, Yao Lao suddenly spoke. Young man, you have to think carefully about whether or not you want to bring this little guy out of Divine Herbalist Valley. It's not that strong. Why are you so nervous? Lu Chen asked curiously. Because. Yao Lao's expression was serious. It's the only one in Jiutian that doesn't have a level restriction. Huh. As long as it has enough food, it can continue to grow stronger. It can even become so strong that it can devour a planet, a galaxy, or even, the entire Jiutian. Lu Chen was shocked. This. Why is it so strong? Yao Lao smiled. Why? Actually, its real name isn't Biting Rat. Its real name should be Sky Devouring Rat. Chapter 386. Lu Chen looked at the little fella in his hand. Looking at Lu Chen's expression, it was very scared. Big brother, it's the god-slaying rat, it's the heaven-devouring rat. You don't have to act cute in front of me, I can't take it. The little fella had quite a lot of nicknames. Lu Chen decided to call it Furball in the future. It was impossible not to bring Furball out. Future matters could be dealt with later. The Divine Herbalist Valley mission was completed. The rewards were very generous. The Immortal Spirit Pills and Body Tempering Pills could add a total of 10,000 four-dimensional points. Even Lu Chen felt that it was very impressive. Not to mention the addition of Furball. This fellow was very special. It seemed to be able to eat anything. In any case, it was easier to raise than a divine beast. Before leaving Divine Herbalist Valley, Lu Chen did not forget to ask around. Oh right, old Yao, I want to ask, do you know Master Spiritual Martial Apothecary? Master Spiritual Martial Apothecary? Who doesn't know this? Why, young man, are you asking about him? The old man asked curiously. Oh, it's nothing. A friend of mine in First Heaven wants to meet him. Lu Chen did not elaborate on his purpose. He will only appear in the current Purgatory game server. If you want to meet him, you must first find the Mountain Man. Unfortunately, I don't know where the Mountain Man is. The old man explained patiently. Lu Chen nodded. Alright, since the old man did not know, it was better to find the Mountain Man in the future. After leaving Divine Herbalist Valley, Lu Chen went directly to the Azura Field. The Azura Field was even more deserted than the arena. There was only a small house here. An old man sat at the door, looking at Lu Chen with a strange gaze. When Lu Chen approached, the old man spoke first. Are you passing by or are you here to sign up? I'm here to sign up. Lu Chen said. Finally, someone has come to sign up. I thought that I would have to wait a few months for someone to come. Lu Chen smiled. Why, has no one come to this server before? There was, but that was a long time ago. Lu Chen frowned slightly. How long had the second layer of heaven been open for? The old man seemed to be particularly enthusiastic. By the way, young man, let me tell you about the Azura Arena's competition system and the battle rules in the Azura Arena. Lu Chen listened attentively. The rules of the competition are very simple. After 1,000 players register at the same time, an Azura field will automatically open. In the Azura field, players will not have any teammates and will fight against 999 opponents. To enter the Azura Arena, one must activate all senses of pain. If one dies, one will be directly eliminated. In the end, only one person will be selected and obtain the qualifications to enter the demonic beast forest. In the Shiraba, players are not allowed to wear any equipment. Recovery-type pills are not allowed. Lu Chen shook his head. Ah. Not wearing any equipment? Yes, you can't wear any equipment. Lu Chen nodded. Since everyone was the same, he didn't mind. As for the rules of the competition, it's even simpler. That is, there is no kneeling. The old man smiled and said to Lu Chen, you can choose to temporarily form an alliance with others or scheme against your teammates. There are no restrictions. In here, there is no moral condemnation and no onlookers. Everyone's ultimate goal is to be the only survivor. Lu Chen nodded. Okay, I understand. Let me see. There are about 8 fields here. The largest number is 973 people. However, this group is very strong. There are 7 people who were once the only survivors. They have already passed the Azura field. Why did they come back? Is there a reward for winning the Azura field? Reward? The only reward is that you can enter the map behind. Sigh, they must be not strong enough and were chased away by the heart refinement courtyard. Lu Chen was surprised. Old man, what is the heart refinement courtyard? You don't even know the heart refinement courtyard? Isn't your goal the heart refinement courtyard? I'm here for the demonic beast forest. I want to obtain beast cores. Lu Chen said honestly. Beast cores? Raising divine beasts? Young man, let me tell you. Don't fight in the demonic beast forest. Go to the heart refinement courtyard first. There are daily missions there. It's much faster than fighting on your own. The old man rarely met someone who wanted to challenge him. He was especially attentive. The heart refinement courtyard, you can think of it as the courtyard for all the geniuses in the second heaven. Here, you can learn the rare skills of various professions. There are also many benefits. Basically, all the top experts in the second heaven are gathered there. Lu Chen blinked. The old man's words contained a lot of information. Could it be that there were many batches in the second heaven? This could explain many of the problems he had encountered before. For example, why was the fastest time to clear the door of life and death so early? Alright, Lu Chen had just reached the second heaven. He had only seen the tip of the iceberg in the 9 heavens domain. There were many things he had to explore in the future. Here, almost all the problems you encounter can be answered in the heart refinement courtyard. Of course, you have to pass the entrance examination of the heart refinement courtyard. That examination is very difficult. You have to find a good mentor. Those people are all super strong. It's not something you can imagine. Oh, that's not right. I seem to have said too much. First, you have to pass the Azura field. Black lines appeared on Lu Chen's forehead. This heart refinement courtyard was quite something. All the students had to be seated contestants from the Azura arena. That wasn't enough. They had to go through another round of selection. In the end, wouldn't it be 1 in 100,000? What was even more frightening was that they seemed to have an extremely high elimination rate. Old man, then sign me up for the group with the most people. Hurry up and finish it. I'll go take a look. Young man, that group is very strong. Are you sure you want to sign up for that group? The old man said worriedly. I'll sign up for that group. It shouldn't take long. It's very fast. Then hurry up. Don't fill up the slots later. After signing up, Lu Chen sat opposite the old man and waited. Since he said it would be quick, he shouldn't have to wait too long. When there was no one around, the old man suddenly leaned over and said mysteriously to Lu Chen, "Young man, do you have an invisibility skill?" Lu Chen looked at the old man in surprise. "Why are you asking this?" "Hey, go in and become invisible. Listen to me. Is that okay?" "Of course. Without equipment, there are only a few people who can discover you. Even if they do, they might not have the time to find trouble with you." Lu Chen nodded thoughtfully. That seemed to make sense. Also, if you're really discovered, form an alliance with others. Do you know who to form an alliance with? Lu Chen never expected that the old man would teach him a strategy in private. What kind of people? Let's find that deadpan face. What's a dead face? It's the kind that usually doesn't have any expression. Based on my experience, those kinds of people are usually arrogant and have real skills. First, suck up to them, then secretly. You know what I mean. Lu Chen nodded heavily. That was a good idea. Lastly, you must remember that lust can lead to a knife. Why do you say that? You don't even know that. Young man, why are you so stupid? The old man was anxious. Think about it. If everyone doesn't wear equipment, what do the beauties wear? Do you still need me to say it? Lu Chen thought about it and suddenly slapped his head. That's right. If everyone doesn't have equipment, wouldn't they be wearing primitive beginner equipment? It was still okay in the Wuxia server. Female players still wore some, or else they wouldn't be able to pass the censors. However, it was said that the beauties from the Western server entered the game in bikinis. Would the extraterrestrials be even more exaggerated? At that moment, the old man received the news. He quickly patted Lu Chen's shoulder. Young man, it's your turn. Play well and try to be number one. I'll work hard. Chapter 387. After entering the black hole portal, Lu Chen entered an open field. This place was completely different from the beautiful blue sky and green grass of the immortal slaughtering poison master. The sky was dark, and the wind was bone-chilling. Lu Chen was in a rectangular area. The ground was paved with green bricks made of an unknown material. It was very flat and clean. There were torches around it. Not far away, new people kept entering. Lu Chen noticed that the moment they entered, the first thing they did was take off their clothes. More accurately, they took off their equipment. Please take off all your equipment. The system sent a notification. Lu Chen suddenly remembered the old man's reminder. While there were not many people around, he hid in a corner. Xiao Min, turn invisible. Yes, boss. After turning invisible, Lu Chen took off his equipment. Not long after, Lu Chen was only wearing a gray short-sleeved shirt and a pair of gray shorts. While invisible, Lu Chen secretly observed. He noticed that many players had already arrived. They were all dragging their equipment. Some players from other worlds were very different from Earth's players, but there were also many who looked almost exactly the same as Earth's players. For some reason, the girls who entered were all very beautiful. Especially one who was called the #1 beauty of Water Planet. She was especially beautiful, only slightly inferior to Jiu. Water Planet was very big, so the girl was wearing very skimpy clothes. Damn, isn't the lethality a bit too fierce? Lu Chen swallowed his saliva. This figure is perfect. After looking for a while, Lu Chen saw another beauty. Wow, the one over there has big breasts. And the one over there, those legs, tsk, perfect. There are 30 seconds left before the start of the Azura arena. All contestants, please get ready. During the preparation time, some people were already looking for allies. However, Lu Chen used all his time to observe the threads on the lace of the beauty's underwear. He looked very carefully. Countdown to the Azura arena, 3, 2, 1. Begin. When the Azura arena began, the originally chaotic scene suddenly became different. 1 out of 1,000 people. This meant that there would be no real allies here. Even if they formed a temporary alliance, it would definitely disband. At this point, the 1,000 people had different reactions. Some people quickly formed alliances to eliminate nearby opponents, while others acted as spies and killed their allies. Some of them had already begun their massacre, while others had chosen to conserve their strength. Lu Chen was a little bored. Right now, no one knew that there was an invisible fellow hiding in a corner of the Azura arena. Wow, you're wearing such cool clothes to fight. Speaking of which, won't your clothes tear off? 10 minutes later, half of the people in the arena had been eliminated. The remaining people continued to fight with their wits and courage. "Brother, our alliance is still very strong. Wait until the end, then we'll have a fair duel." "Good." Just as he finished speaking, he used the myriad sword art to kill his ally. Are you that impatient?" "Nonsense, you're obviously stronger than me. How am I supposed to win a fair duel with you? Even if you kill me, you won't live for long." "Who said that?" "I'm afraid you don't know that I've already found a teammate." "Die. Hey, the three-man alliance over there, let's kill those two together first." Straight Blade is a former survivor. "Good. That's exactly what we were thinking. Kill." Some of the so-called survivors relied on their strength, but there were also some who relied on luck. Strength did not necessarily mean that they stood out among the crowd. However, Slash immediately used Blink's shadow and killed 3 of the 5 people surrounding him. So strong. "Quick, retreat." The other 2 did not dare to continue fighting and hurriedly fled. After losing their alliance, their fates would not be too good. Halfway through their escape, they were killed by another person. Lu Chen's gaze was fixed on the beauty from Aquarius. That woman was actually a doctor who specialized in healing. Although it was difficult for doctors to kill people, it was not that easy for others to kill a doctor either. Her healing is amazing. She's actually able to last until now. Lu Chen shook his head and sighed. In the end, no one had any ideas about her. Anyway, she could not kill him, so he did not waste his energy trying to kill her. Although no one wanted to kill her, she seemed to be very nervous. While the 2 people beside her were fighting fiercely, she used a teleport to escape far away. She quickly found a place where there was no one to hide. But as luck would have it, she suddenly shifted and bumped into Lu Chen. Lu Chen was caught off guard and could not dodge in time. He was hit squarely. Aya. The woman had bumped into someone for no reason. Not only did their bodies collide, but she also fell onto something soft. After touching it carefully, she jumped up. Ah! There's a ghost. Lu Chen was still immersed in that collision. To be honest, it felt pretty good. It would be even better if he did it a few more times. Lu Chen was wondering if he should get to know this beauty when she suddenly raised her hand. The silly expression on her beautiful face disappeared and was replaced by a murderous look. Invisible? No, I can't let you last until the end. Otherwise, it'll be too troublesome. Gambler mental paralysis. Lu Chen cried out in his heart. Sure enough, there is a knife above the word lust. This woman has always appeared very weak, and she is also a harmless doctor. In the end, she was a dual practitioner of medicine and poison. In order to not let Lu Chen live, she finally revealed her true colors. Immune, immune, immune. Lu Chen was invisible, but the damage was still dealt. However, it was all blocked by his 100 poisons body. Not everyone could poison Lu Chen like the immortal slaughtering poison master. What? Poison immunity? The woman was shocked. Sure enough, a woman's heart is the most poisonous. Beauty, I wanted to ask you for a private voice transmission talisman to get to know you. Sigh. Lu Chen shook his head. You've already exposed your strength. Someone will come to kill you. I'll leave first. Sure enough, someone saw this scene. She's actually a poison master. She tricked me so badly. Kill her. She's too scheming. If we don't kill her, she'll be a threat. There's actually an invisible one here. That one seems to be more troublesome. Forget it. Let's kill one first. We can't kill the invisible one now. Let's wait for him to show himself. No matter how strong the woman was, she could not withstand being surrounded and killed in minutes. What a pity. Lu Chen felt heartache from afar. Half an hour later, the Azura Arena system announced. Number of players remaining, 5. The competition in the Azura arena was extremely fierce. Of the previous 7 soul survivors, only 2 survived this time. The other 4 looked around and realized that one person seemed to be missing. It's that invisible guy. Let's stop fighting and kill the invisible one first. Otherwise, he might reap the benefits in the end. Yeah, I agree. That guy is too sinister. Didn't he take off all his equipment? Where did he learn this invisibility active skill? Don't worry about it. Kill him first. We'll fight last. At this moment, an ear-piercing yawn sounded out of place with the tension of these 4 people. Ah, so boring. The Azura arena is really boring. The 4 of them broke out in cold sweat. The Azura arena was known as the cruelest competition. That guy actually found it boring. Forget it. Anyway, I've been bored for half an hour. I'll play with you guys one last time. Otherwise, I'll really fall asleep. Just beside them, a figure slowly appeared. This person was wearing a gray short-sleeved shirt and gray boxer shorts. He was not wearing shoes, and his leg hair was a little eye-catching. Lu Chen looked at these 4 1-in-1,000 experts and shook his head. To be precise, it's not me playing with you guys. It's them. Furball, Originator, I'll give you 20 seconds. With that, Lu Chen summoned his 2 battle pets. Chapter 388. Due to the fact that no equipment could be worn in the Shura field, in order to restrict spirit controllers and puppeteers, all of the bonuses that these 2 classes provided to their pets were cancelled in the Shura field. Furthermore, their battle pet's combat strength would decrease by 30%. However, that wasn't a problem for Lu Chen, who wasn't a spirit controller or a puppet master at all. However, the 2 pets were mocked by their opponents after they showed up. So, you're a spirit controller. Not bad. Classes with pets do have some advantages here. But the 2 pets you released. Humph. Are you kidding me? A radiant moon werewolf and a rat? You want them to finish us in 20 seconds? That's the funniest joke in the world. Ha ha ha. I think you know that you can't hide yourself if the 4 of us work together. That's why you have to show up. You're making it sound so righteous. Your skin is thicker than the city wall. I don't think those 2 pieces of garbage can last more than 20 seconds. Lu Chen frowned. As a matter of fact, the Originator was quite special because it didn't have a fixed form. Lu Chen had asked it to assume the appearance of a radiant moon werewolf. The Originator, which was already gritting its teeth, became even more impatient after being mocked by those people. As for Hairy Ball, it didn't look lethal before it transformed. It was standing next to the huge Originator and glaring at its opponents because it was despised. It still looked cute, but it was quite fierce. Lu Chen shook his head and heaved a sigh. After all, he wasn't a spirit controller, and he didn't seem to be able to control his pet's interests as well as a spirit controller could. Well. You seem to have angered my pets. You'd better be careful. I don't know what they'll do, Lu Chen kindly reminded them. Ha ha ha. Careful. Stop kidding. We'll kill your 2 garbage pets right now. Kid, remember what I said. You can rely on luck to make it to the top 10 in the Inferno field, but you can only rely on your strength if you want to be the 1 in 1,000. Kill them. The 4 of them lunged at him at the same time. As it turned out, it was easier to be beaten up if you were ugly. Little Originator's appearance was obviously much uglier than the adorable Furballs, and it was also much bigger. In any case, the 4 of them unanimously decided to deal with this big guy first. Yuan's 3 million shields were consumed in less than 5 seconds. Radiant Moon werewolves have shields. But it's still trash. In front of experts like us, this kind of shield is nothing. Trash is trash. Even if you have a shield, you're still trash with a shield. Lu Chen shook his head. Sigh, little originator isn't toying with them, is he? He actually activated his shield to make them think he's strong. Judging from its origin, it is indeed different from ordinary puppets. It even has its own consciousness. The source had a shield made up of pure spiritual energy. When Lu Chen attacked the source's main body, it had a 30 million shield. After becoming Lu Chen's puppet, it became 3 million. However, Lu Chen knew very well that if source was serious, he would not open his shield. Its main body was immune to physical and spiritual attacks in the first place, and it could absorb spiritual attacks. Obviously, it wanted to end the battle sooner so that the enemies could attack its main body faster. However, little originator had deliberately activated his shield to make them think that he was weak. He was obviously toying with them. Hey, little originator, 20 seconds. Stop toying with them. Lu Chen shook his head with a smile. Lu Chen turned his head and saw the little guy next to him. Furball was standing on 2 feet and watching the battle leisurely. As a matter of fact, Lu Chen seemed to see himself in Furball. His current state was just like Furball, leisurely watching the show from the sidelines. Damn it. You're a monster. Do you think it's not worth your time? Lu Chen was speechless. Fine, whatever. Anyway, if you can't finish the battle in 20 seconds, you're not allowed to fight for a month. You have 14 seconds left. Both Furball and Little Originator were nervous after hearing their boss's words. Not being allowed to fight for a month was humiliating for battle pets. Besides, their boss probably wouldn't feed Furball anymore. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Furball squeaked. Then, it quickly expanded to a height of 50 meters and lunged at the 4 people from behind. The 4 of them suddenly realized that there was a huge monster behind them, and they were shocked. What? What kind of battle pet is that? Why is it so huge? It's 50 meters tall. It's much stronger than the Radiant Moon Werewolf. Damn it. It has 2 forms. Let's retreat. Right then, Little Originator also jumped at them. The 4 people were closer to Little Originator. They were under attack from both sides, but they were still able to calm down. Don't be scared. Let's work together to kill the werewolf and then the rats. Okay. Let's use our most powerful techniques. The 4 of them gathered their strength at the same time. 7 swords, 10,000 swords. 9 runes of truth, Lin, Bing, Do, Zhe, Jia, Zhen, Lai, Qian, and Xing, attack together. Wind God's Kick, Iron Knight's Mountain Flattening. Formless Art, Fighting Buddha Seal. The 4 people were Sword Spirit, Talisman Master, Combat Expert, and Fighting Buddha Seal respectively. The techniques they used were all of high levels. Apart from the Heaven's Might technique, they were all top-level techniques. The Heaven's Might technique was indeed powerful. However, it was extremely rare and not everyone had it. Even if one had a powerful body, he or she might not have the Heaven's Might technique. Secondly, those who had survived until then were definitely strong. Therefore, Lu Chen didn't rule out the possibility that they had the Heaven's Might technique. However, even if they did have the Heaven's Might technique, it would be their trump card. It seems that they still have something up their sleeves. I guess they were thinking that they would have to fight for the championship in the end. Lu Chen shook his head. Unfortunately, you won't have a chance to save your trump card. The 4 super powerful techniques hit Little Originator. Immunity, Absorption, Immunity, Absorption, Immunity, Absorption, Immunity, Absorption. There was no exception. Not only was it immune, but it was also absorbing their powerful spiritual attacks. What? What's going on? Why is it immune? Why can it absorb our attacks? That's impossible. I've killed countless Radiant Moon werewolves. None of them have such a feature. Oh my god. My techniques didn't hurt it at all. Oh no, it's coming. Little Originator was no longer the same as before. Its spiritual attacks had soared. With a slap, he hit the pugilist with the most HP. Minus 620,000. Instant kill. This group of strong players, without any equipment, had a pitiful amount of HP. It was rare for them to have more than 500,000 HP, 620,000 HP was enough to kill everyone except for Lu Chen. Instant kill. No, that's impossible. Aren't the pet's attributes lowered? How can it launch such a horrifying attack? It absorbed our attacks. Well. The pet is immune to all attacks and can absorb them. Isn't it, invincible? Before they could figure out how to kill Little Originator, the big guy behind them had arrived. Dodge. The three of them all used displacement skills. Right when they were about to use displacement skills, Hairy Ball slapped the ground and stunned all three of them. Then, it slapped them with its paw. Minus 410,000. Another one was killed. The two survivors were so shocked that their eyes almost popped out of their sockets. Well, this pet didn't absorb our attacks. Why is it still so powerful? Little Originator and Hairy Ball had made it clear that they would kill one of the remaining two with a single slap. They didn't even have a chance to see how strong Lu Chen was. They had only encountered one pet and one puppet, but all four of them had been killed. Hairy Ball shrank and Little Originator quieted down. The two of them looked back nervously. Lu Chen curled his lips. You made it in time. You're lucky. 18 seconds total. Chapter 389. Furball jumped into Little Originator's arms happily. Although Little Originator was expressionless, it still held Furball carefully. Why are you two so nice? My pets fight every day. If they were as nice as you two, I wouldn't be afraid to let them out to play, Lu Chen complained. Congratulations. You are the only survivor of the Shiraba. The gate to the monster forest has been opened. You can now go to the monster forest. In the middle of the arena, a black hole teleportation door opened. It was finally over. Lu Chen looked back at his surroundings. He was the only one left in the entire Azura field. Only one person could pass through the portal. Who would have thought that 999 people would die here in every match? The only person who was qualified to enter the portal had to go through an even harsher test. Lu Chen felt that Jiutian was becoming more and more cruel. Little Originator, come back first. You're too big for me to carry. Furball, come here. Furball put away Little Originator, jumped onto Lu Chen's shoulder, and stepped into the portal with Lu Chen. The players on Earth were still immersed in the grief of losing Nameless. But life had to go on. Speaking of which, after learning about Nameless' death, representatives from various countries came to express their condolences, and some even donated money and equipment. The Wuxia people were fine, but they didn't know why other countries also followed suit. The busiest days were over. Ling Nua held a meeting of the core members of Wild Waves in the guild hall. I hope everyone remembers that no matter what level Nameless is, he will always be the leader of Wild Waves. Ling Nua didn't seem to be in a good mood. Yes, there's no doubt about that. Some people want us to impeach our leader. That's annoying. Our leader is our spiritual pillar. Not only can we not collapse, but we also have to work harder. Only in this way can we push our leader to the top again when he returns to level 2. Yes, we have to work harder. The meeting soon reached a consensus. After losing that man, the members of Wild Waves were more united, and they were more eager to become stronger. Back then, when Ling Nua had chosen her team members, the first thing she had considered was their character. Now, her choice had come into play. They did not add insult to injury. Instead, they were waiting for Nameless to return. Right now, the team that the Great Wall has arranged for us is the strongest team at the second heaven. We have to make good use of this and quickly level up. In addition, we also have a level advantage. We need to maintain this advantage and even expand it. For the better development of the guild and to deal with the harsher external environment, we need to refine the functions of the guild. Stardust, Game Black Hole, and Third Brother Boys will be in charge of the leveling department. Handsome Bro and Easy Bro will be in charge of the combat department. And Ningxuang will be in charge of the foreign affairs department. Fragrant Flower will be in charge of the commerce department. Wild Waves was perfecting the guild system. At the same time, guilds all over the world were also working hard to perfect their own system. Nameless death meant that the players on Earth would no longer have anyone to protect them. Mad Demon, that guy was a little unreliable. However, regardless of whether Mad Demon was reliable or not, there was nothing wrong with being strong. After seeing the Second Heaven and the other galaxy servers, the players on Earth had long understood that the game they were facing was far beyond the concept of a game. The official forces of various countries had also begun to officially surface and participate in various matters. Many guilds chose to merge and form a new alliance to strengthen their management. Lu Chen probably did not expect that his death would actually promote a stronger sense of crisis among the players all over the world. It was also triggering a guild revolution, promoting deeper cooperation between guilds and countries. What was even worse was that outside the Earth Village, the first thing that the newly formed Earth Alliance did was to ask a sculptor to erect a statue that was more than 10 meters tall at the entrance of the village. Needless to say, that statue was of Lu Chen. Under the statue, there were always players lighting candles with the words, "Earth War God Nameless, we will wait for your return." Fortunately, Lu Chen did not have time to care about the matters of the Earth Village. He was happily flying above the monster forest. Wow, there are so many monsters. This is a good place to farm beast cores and bloodlines. If it was not for the old man who asked him to go to the Heart Refinement Courtyard first, Lu Chen felt that he could farm here until the end of time. I should go to the Heart Refinement Courtyard first. From what the old man said, it seems that the Heart Refinement Courtyard has a mission to farm the monster forest every day. Then, I can farm materials and level up and receive mission rewards. Just thinking about it makes me feel good. After flying for a while, Lu Chen saw a huge blue and white building from afar. It was like a castle, standing there. The building looked like it was embedded in the mountain and blended in perfectly with the surroundings. The back was against the mountain and surrounded by a large lake. Mist rose from the lake, making the Heart Refinement Courtyard look mysterious. You have entered the Heart Refinement Courtyard area. Flying is prohibited here. Please walk. No way, I have to walk so far. Lu Chen looked down at the ground. To walk to the Heart Refinement Courtyard, he had to pass through a large forest. He did not know how long it would take. However, since the old man requested it, Lu Chen could only give up on flying and find a place to land. Just as Lu Chen landed, 3 people walked out from the forest. There were 2 men and 1 woman. The 3 IDs were 2-star instructor, Red Dust, 1-star instructor, Bright Fireworks, and 1-star instructor, Jian Guxing. The 3 of them were dressed in clothes and did not have any equipment. You are the newbie who passed the Shura field test this time. The one who spoke was the 2-star instructor, Red Dust. Jian Guxing glanced at Lu Chen's equipment and shook his head. Are you doing so poorly outside? How can someone like you pass the Shura field? The quality of the newbies this time is not good. This is probably a waste of time. Hurry up. Lu Chen was already mocked. He pretended not to hear and nodded. Yes. May I ask, are you players or NPCs? Hearing this question, the 3 of them looked at each other and smiled. Lu Chen did not understand. His question was very normal. He really did not understand what was so funny. Turning to look at Lu Chen, Red Dust stopped smiling at his companions. To you, we are NPCs. Well, this is not a question you need to think about now. First, let's test your physical strength and spiritual strength. If you pass, we will give you an admission test. Lu Chen blinked. Red Dust took out 2 huge stones from his backpack. Lu Chen felt that the stones were very familiar. After thinking carefully, he realized that they were very similar to the low-level spiritual strength testing stone that he had smashed under the ground of Xiao Yuan's hometown. No, he had smashed a strength testing stone, which had high impurities and was harder to break. Bright Fireworks impatiently said to Lu Chen, "These 2 stones, one is a physical strength testing stone, and the other is a spiritual strength testing stone. They will only test your basic value. You can test them separately. In order to get your accurate data and avoid abnormal performance, we have the authority to lock your strength to 100% during the test." Lu Chen's eyes widened, and his face was full of horror. Lock my strength to 100%. What the hell is this? Chapter 390. Lu Chen asked cautiously, instructors, may I ask what level this testing stone is? Bright Fireworks raised his eyebrows and looked at Lu Chen with amusement. What level? What level does a newbie like you want? Of course it's the lowest level. Ah. Lu Chen looked troubled. How about you 3 don't force me to use 100% of my strength? Why are you so wishy-washy? Everyone's testing 100%, what's there to worry about? Kid, hurry up and test it. The physical testing stone can test any number below 70,000 in 3 dimensions. The spiritual energy testing stone can test spirit pills below 7,000. The level of the testing stone has nothing to do with you. It has no effect on the results. Averting the mortal dust was also getting impatient. Lu Chen sighed. The physical testing stone could only measure 70,000 points, and the spiritual energy could only measure 7,000 points. 70,000 was already very high for normal players. Unless they encountered a great opportunity, it was impossible to reach such a number. But the problem was that under 100% strength, not including equipment, Lu Chen's physical body base value had reached 170,000, and his spiritual energy was even more terrifying, reaching 26,000. He had consumed 20,000 spiritual energy just by eating immortal pills. These 2 stones were simply not enough for Lu Chen to hit. I think you know that your results can't meet the requirements, so you're purposely delaying. Let me tell you, our heart-tempering institute only recruits geniuses. No one can take advantage of the situation. You better hurry up. To enter our heart-tempering institute, your 3D must be above 20,000 and your spiritual energy must be above 4,000. If you don't think you have the strength, then don't waste our time. Can you hurry up? Don't wait for our patience to run out. Lu Chen shook his head. Forget it, since they wanted to test it, then so be it. Standing in front of the physical testing stone, Lu Chen prepared to attack. The system has adjusted your strength ratio. This attack will be at full strength. Please maintain your body's tension to avoid injury. Lu Chen took a deep breath and stepped forward. Although the 3 instructors were dissatisfied with Lu Chen's hesitation, they still paid attention to the strength testing stone when it was time for the test. Hey, kid, aim for the middle area. If you miss, we won't be responsible for your results. Fireworks, record the results later. Alright. Suddenly, Lu Chen threw a punch. The speed of this punch was extremely fast, leaving only the afterimage of the punch. However, the direction of the punch was very off, and it did not hit the central area at all. Humph, this is the result of not listening to advice. This position, in the end, will get at least a 30% discount. He will definitely be eliminated. However, a moment later, there was only a loud bang. For a moment, the 3 of them were in a state of chaos. Dust and sand flew everywhere, and countless rocks shot out in all directions. A ring of air formed by the explosion of the collision instantly spread out. The three mentor-level powerhouses were actually forced back by this aura ring. What is this? The three of them hurriedly stabilized themselves, their eyes filled with fear. No, that's impossible. What kind of power could produce such a terrifying aftershock? Look at the results. Looking at the physical strength testing stone again, there was no more physical strength testing stone. There was only a lonely figure, shaking his head helplessly. Sigh, I just arrived and already damaged the school's public property. I don't know if I should compensate. Test, where's the strength testing stone? Could it be? No, impossible. This is impossible. I can't even break the strength testing stone. It broke. Impossible, absolutely impossible. This is simply not something a human can do. The strength testing stone ignores equipment effects. His basic attributes are over 70,000. This can't be real. Since he had finished testing his physical body, Lu Chen might as well test his spiritual energy as well. Seeing Lu Chen walking towards the spiritual energy testing stone, the three mentors' faces were filled with fear. He's going to test his spiritual energy. He shouldn't break it again, right? You guys come closer. The stone hurt a lot just now. Lu Chen did not prepare too much and threw a punch. Without any suspense, the spiritual energy testing stone broke. The aura ring exploded, and the three of them were directly sent flying. Fuck, his spiritual energy is also so strong. Fuck, this person is a devil. Crazy, what kind of monster is this? Both his physical body and spiritual energy have broken through the limits of the second layer of heaven. This fuck, why is he only worried about whether or not he should compensate? Can't he think about our feelings? After a few minutes, the three mentors tidied themselves up and returned in front of Lu Chen. Lu Chen patted the little furball on his shoulder. He seemed to have disturbed the little fella's sleep just now. After comforting the little furball, Lu Chen respectfully walked in front of the three mentors and said apologetically, "Mentors, I really did not do it on purpose. Is this stone very expensive? You should have considered this as normal wear and tear, right?" The corners of Bai Hongchen's eyes twitched. It is quite expensive, a few million gold coins. We also did not think that anyone would be able to break it. But you don't have to worry, you don't have to compensate. Lu Chen let out a sigh of relief. Although he had 200 million gold coins in his bag, he would still feel the pinch if he had to pay a few million for nothing. Then does that mean I passed? The three mentors' faces were a little unnatural. They just said that this guy was about to be eliminated, and in the blink of an eye, he had broken 2 strength testing stones. This was a slap in the face too quickly. Cough, you passed. Bai Hongchen said, however, the strength testing stone only proves that your attributes are sufficient, it cannot test your actual combat ability. According to the rules, you still have to participate in our next test. Lu Chen nodded. What's the next test? You can see the forest behind us. I'm not blind, of course I can see it. The three mentors did not dare to provoke this freak, so they could only pretend that they did not hear Lu Chen's words. Cough, there is a rule in the heart-refining courtyard. The seniors have to welcome the newcomers. The way to welcome the newcomers is to personally check your strength. After saying that, Bai Hongchen took out 10 gems, 1 dark gold, 3 orange, and 6 purple gems, and handed them to Lu Chen. These are the gems for exchanging techniques. The dark gold, orange, and purple gems are for middle earth level, low earth level, and high black level gems respectively. 1,000 gems can be exchanged for a technique of the corresponding level. As the gems for exchanging are very rare, it is usually very difficult to obtain them. When the newcomers first enter Forest Protector, they will receive 10 gems at once. This is a very attractive amount of wealth. When you step into the forest with the other newcomers, you will face the crazy competition of the seniors. Our minimum requirement is that when you arrive at the heart-refining courtyard, you must have at least one gem in your hand. There is no limit to the color. In every battle, the opponent can only snatch one gem from you. The number of attacks you will receive will definitely be much higher than this number. This means that you must have the ability to avoid most of the attacks. Lu Chen had already understood the rules. He took the gems and placed them in his backpack. Mentor, are there any other newcomers? When I was in the Shura arena, the ticket seller said that the arena that I was the only one participating in was almost full. Do I have to wait for others? That's not right, there are many newcomers coming in every day. Why are you? Could it be, what is the difficulty of your galaxy server? Bai Hongchen asked curiously. It's difficult. Difficult? Oh, no wonder. The difficulty of the Shura arena is very low. Don't worry, we will wait here for at most 2 hours. When we have 100 people, we will inform you. Remember, this is entrance 312. Okay, thank you, mentor. The three of them suddenly felt the pressure. They could not stay here any longer. The three of them called out their mounts and left. Lu Chen found a piece of grass and sat there. Xiao Min, I am going to take a nap. Help me keep an eye on things. Let me know if there is any news. Furball, don't run around. Don't bite that tree. We can't destroy public property anymore. Lu Chen looked at the 10 gems in his hand. These were for exchanging high-level techniques. I hope I can get a useful technique. Chapter 391. Boss, wake up. Lu Chen woke up in a daze. Ah, Xiao Min. Has it started? Yes, someone just announced with a loud voice that newbies can enter the forest from entrance 312. Lu Chen woke up and saw Furball sleeping in his arms. He smiled. You're sleeping because you're not allowed to eat, right? Little thing. Go back to the beast pen and sleep. Lu Chen carefully put Furball away and entered the forest alone. In the forest, there were towering trees that covered the sky. There were no wild beasts here, so Lu Chen walked in the direction of the Heart Refinement Courtyard. The Heart Refinement Courtyard seems very strong. Those instructors don't seem like NPCs. I wonder what kind of people they are. Lu Chen didn't have anyone to guide him, so he had to rely on himself to figure things out. However, Lu Chen didn't care. After all, he was here to get the cultivation technique. The highest level here is a medium earth level cultivation technique. I wonder if there are any stronger ones, Lu Chen muttered to himself as he walked in the forest. At that moment, 5 people suddenly jumped down from the trees beside him and stood in front of Lu Chen, blocking his path. The 5 of them looked at Lu Chen with smiles on their faces. There's indeed an idiot who chose to walk this path. This kid should have dark gold gems on him. Kid, it's your bad luck to meet us. Be smart and take out 5 gems. 1 dark gold, 3 orange, and 1 purple. That way, we won't hurt you. Lu Chen looked at the 5 people opposite him. Hey, do you guys form a team to rob newbies? Robbing 5 gems at once? That's too evil. Evil? We're just telling you in advance that the Heart Refinement Courtyard is a cruel place. How can you not understand our good intentions? Newbie, you have to respect us. Maybe we'll be happy and greet the brothers behind us and leave you a gem. Lu Chen shook his head and said disdainfully, unfortunately, you guys aren't worthy of my respect. As seniors, you still want to team up? The 5 of you are a disgrace to the seniors. Boy, don't refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. We've seen many arrogant people. Unfortunately, you seem to have forgotten that those who can enter the heart-tempering courtyard are all geniuses. No matter how great you are in the outside world, you must know your place here. We gave you face, but you don't want it. Brothers, take care of this brat. Don't waste your breath on him. Get him. The 5 of them rushed towards Lu Chen at the same time. Lu Chen snorted coldly. I'm sorry. To be honest, I think there are too few of you. He didn't want to use low-level skills anymore. These people had some tricks up their sleeves, and fighting them back and forth was too troublesome. He immediately used his killing move. 3000 body flash slash. Leaving behind an illusion, Lu Chen's real body disappeared. He quickly jumped between the 5 people and unleashed a total of 11 3-hit combo attacks. Even if Lu Chen did not activate poison attack, just the 3 combo hits from his normal attack state, each critical hit dealing at least 1,100,000 damage. Once it tripled, the damage would increase by another 300,000. This group of people was obviously not like Sunset Eternal, who had dual professions. They were instantly killed. When Lu Chen's real body appeared behind the 5 people, the battle had already ended in an instant. After being killed, the 5 people each had 1 HP left. They looked at Lu Chen in horror, their faces full of disbelief. He didn't even have time to use any cultivation technique, and he didn't even have time to display his strength before he was killed. Why is your damage so high? Who the hell are you? Your skill just now was Middle Earth rank. What kind of damage is that? Why is the critical hit so high? You're specially recruited? Lu Chen curled his lips and was too lazy to explain. What do you mean by specially recruited? I don't care. The 5 of you, take out your gemstones. At this point, the 5 people's faces turned even paler. You want to steal our gemstones? Do you know that you're provoking all the old students? Lu Chen sneered. You're the only one who can steal mine, but I'm not allowed to steal yours. What kind of joke is this? How can there be such a good thing? Don't go overboard. Let me tell you, even if you have some strength, you can't win against all of us. Not to mention, this time it's that person who led the team. If you provoke us, he will make you suffer. Lu Chen squatted down and frowned at one of them. Junior brother is doing this for your own good. You wanted to tell me that the Cultivation Heart Institute is cruel. I'm also trying to tell you that there are people you can't afford to offend outside. I don't care who you are. You must have high-grade gemstones on you. 1 each. Each person could only steal 1 gemstone at a time. Lu Chen naturally chose the highest grade gemstone. The 5 of them had already been defeated. No matter how they threatened the kid was stubborn and insisted on robbing them. They had no choice but to take out the best gemstones they had. The 5 of them were reluctant to part with the treasures as they slowly took out a rainbow gem. There are indeed gemstones better than dark gold. TSK, if that's the case, I should have grabbed more. Lu Chen unceremoniously snatched the gems from their clenched hands and swaggered away. By the time Lu Chen left, the 5 of them were already in pain and wailing. My rainbow gemstone. I finally got it. How many missions do I have to complete to get another one? IV suffered a huge loss. What the fuck, what kind of ghost did we meet? He, a newbie, defeated the 5 of us in seconds. My rainbow gemstone, I only got 1 after a month of hard work. I am really. I'm about to explode from anger. Hurry and tell the boss, we must get the rainbow gemstone back. Hurry. At the northernmost part of the forest, a beauty was playing with her divine beast battle pet, the Azure Dragon. She actually had the Azure Dragon cub. This was something that could only be captured after gathering all 4 divine beasts. The location where the girl was at was very particular. Although they couldn't rob newbies here, this was the only exit to enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard. In other words, this was the place that all newbies had to pass through. The girl was a little bored, sigh, I have to wait here for a few days. This is too boring. At this moment, she received a voice message, "Boss, a newbie stole our rainbow gemstone." Oh. It can't be. Didn't the 5 of you act together? That newbie won against the 5 of you. We were careless at that time. But that kid is also very strong. His attack and critical hit are very high. He also has a mid-grade Earth-level technique called 3000 body flash slash. Its lethality is off the charts. The girl said indifferently, "I know. Stolen gemstones are not protected by the rules. You want me to help you get back the rainbow gemstone, right? After we get it back, I will take 3 and you will take 2. Thank you, boss." What is his name? He doesn't have a name. He is wearing a red outfit and is very arrogant. Boss, you must help us teach him a lesson. He is very arrogant. He ignores all of us old people. Red outfit, why haven't I heard of it before? Forget it, I know. When he comes over, I will kill him. Hearing the boss's promise, the 5 of them finally let out a sigh of relief. Although they had lost 3 rainbow gemstones, at least they could get back 2. Most importantly, since the boss had agreed to help, then everything was settled. After ending the voice message, the girl tilted her head with a curious look. To actually be able to kill the ground python 5, that kid is quite strong. Sigh, I hope he comes soon. It is too boring here. Chapter 392. With the 5 colored gold gems in hand, Lu Qin tasted the sweetness. I heard them say that I can only exchange one for a month's worth of missions. Then I might as well grab more here. It seemed that the evil side of Lu Chen's heart had awakened at this moment. He began to pick a conspicuous place to walk. As he walked, he shouted at the top of his lungs, "Ah, my luck is so good. I haven't met any seniors yet. Maybe I can bring the dark gold gems out." On a lush tree not far away, 2 people looked at each other and couldn't help but laugh at Lu Chen's ridicule. Is that guy an idiot? Is he afraid that others don't know that he has dark gold gems on him? I really can't figure out how someone with this kind of IQ can survive the Azura battlefield. What kind of dog shit luck does he have? Since he wants to die, then let's fulfill his wish. Let's go. However, when they appeared in front of Lu Chen, they suddenly realized that what was waiting for them was not an idiot, but a devil. Another 2 took the bait. Lu Chen revealed a sinister smile, "Hand over the colored gold gems, so I don't have to do it myself." The 2 looked at each other with a gloomy face. Why did this guy steal their lines? You want to rob us old people? I've seen arrogant people, but I've never seen someone as arrogant as you. You're courting death. Lu Chen smiled slightly, "Now you've seen it. I'm too lazy to talk nonsense with you. 3000 body flash slash. You're really not afraid of death. Kill." The 2 rushed at Lu Chen at the same time, but they didn't know that it was just Lu Chen's illusion. His real body had already launched the body flash slash. Without a doubt, it was an instant kill. Lu Chen looked down at the 2 people on the ground and stretched out his hand, "Gems." The 2 were frightened, but they didn't dare to violate the rules. They could only reluctantly hand over the colored gold gems. Another 2 pieces. Lu Chen put the gems into his backpack with satisfaction. He now had 7 pieces. Kid, don't be complacent. You actually dared to rob us old people. We must make you pay the price. Lu Chen curled his lips and only said one word, "Oh." The 2 of them were so angry that they almost vomited blood. An "oh" was the biggest insult. That guy didn't take their warning seriously at all. Lu Chen didn't want to waste time with these 2 people, so he whistled and left. In various parts of the forest, the elders of the Heart Refinement Courtyard were trying their best to plunder the newcomers. This was the best opportunity to obtain gems. It was much more efficient than doing missions. However, even though they were newcomers, those who could enter the heart refinement courtyard were no ordinary people. There might be experts among them. There was no lack of examples of failed attempts in various places. However, there was one person who was the most special. The newcomers who came in from entrance 312 were frantically snatching the old man's rainbow gold gems. The news quickly spread among the elders. What? You were robbed too? That guy has a skill called the 3000 body flickering slash. Its attack is extremely high, and it's very confusing. You must be careful. Careful my ass. If that guy really steals it, where will our face go? We must get back at them. You guys haven't seen how terrifying that guy is. Alright, no one here is a coward. How strong can a newcomer be? Didn't you guys say that he only has a medium earth tier cultivation technique? As long as you guys are careful of his 3000 body flickering slash, what can he do? Where was the last place you saw him? Everyone else, let's go and kill him. Yes, let's kill him first. Otherwise, this batch of newcomers will really turn the sky upside down. Waves of elders were rushing towards Lu Chen's location. At this moment, Lu Chen was studying his equipment. Legendary grade dazzling gold treasure, universal annihilation. When he first obtained this treasure, the equipment's special effects weren't activated. Lu Chen had been wearing it all this time, and it only added a more objective basic attribute. The first condition for activating the equipment's special effect, insta-kill 50 opponents whose level is not lower than the user's. Lu Chen had experienced a lot of big and small battles recently, but when it came to insta-kills, it was in the forest that he insta-killed the most. At this moment, Universal Annihilation's first special effect had been activated. Special Effect 1, activated Universal Annihilation, Sky Quake. Collapses the ground, causing the ground to quake. Enemies within a 15-meter radius will be sent flying into the sky, causing a small amount of damage and causing a knockback effect. Knockback duration, 3 seconds. Maximum reserve, 3 Sky Quake. Single Sky Quake cooldown, 300 seconds. Special Effect 2, unactivated insta-kill 100 enemies whose level is not lower than the user's. Current progress, July 7th. From the looks of it, Universal Annihilation special effects seem to be a complete set of cultivation techniques. Currently, only the first layer has been activated. Overall, Skyquake's damage was actually very low, but its effects were not bad. It was considered a powerful crowd control skill. It's still alright. After being sent flying, they won't be able to react. I can easily link it up with other attacks. It's considered a relatively strong crowd control skill. Of course, Lu Chen was now more eager to activate more special effects. Universal Annihilation sounds very strong. I wonder if the cultivation techniques behind it are strong. I'll find more people to kill. Facts had proven that Lu Chen didn't need to find more people, because there were already people who took the initiative to find him. The people who came in groups of 3 to 5, wave after wave, and the number of people was increasing. In less than half an hour, Lu Chen activated the second special effect of Universal Annihilation. Special Effect 2, activated Universal Annihilation, back attack. Flash behind the enemy and violently attack the enemy. This attack will definitely hit, causing 500% physical damage and sending the enemy flying again. Cooldown, 300 seconds. Special Effect 3, unactivated insta-kill 200 enemies whose level is not lower than the user's. Current progress, 3/3. Sent flying again. Fuck, this skill is powerful. The damage output is high, and it seems like the combo hasn't been broken yet. The cooldown isn't very long. I can use it once every 5 minutes. A large number of veteran players were still rushing over. This allowed Lu Chen to be at ease and wait for the exhausted to come. However, Lu Chen was a little impatient. These people are so slow. Lu Chen really wanted to know the special effects behind universal annihilation. Forget it, I'll take the initiative to attack. Thinking of this, Lu Chen flew into the air and took out the Abyss Dragon Crystal Bow. Under his sharp observation, he quickly locked onto a group of 10 people who were jumping in the forest and rushing in his direction. Are there at least 10 people in a group now? Lu Chen shook his head. It's still too little. There are people with more than 1,200,000 HP in this group. If I want to insta-kill them, I'll use that move. Dragon Blood Boil. Lu Chen directly sacrificed 80% of his HP in exchange for 80% additional damage. Immediately after, Lu Chen drew his bow and said calmly. Long-range shooting. The group of 10 people was jumping in the forest. Fuck, is that guy really that strong? He killed more than 100 old people. I really underestimated him. Damn it, where did he get that 3000 instant slash? It's really strong. What's there to be afraid of? We have more people this time. With 10 people, we'll definitely kill him. Let's take turns to kill him and let him know the consequences of provoking us old people. Right, he thinks he's invincible just because he killed a few weak old people. If we work together, we can kill him until he starts doubting his life. As they were talking, a black light flashed in the sky. Immediately after, before they could see the arrow, a black arrow suddenly appeared in front of the 10 people and quickly split into hundreds of arrows. With a loud bang, the 10 people were caught off guard and were all hit. -1,960,000. -2,030,000. -1,890,000. -1,740,000. A series of unbelievable numbers floated out. Before the 10 people could see who it was, they were all insta-killed. Chapter 393. In the forest, regardless of whether they were new or old, they would be forced to lose 1 point of health. At this moment, the team of 10 was lying on the ground with a look of disbelief on their faces. What kind of damage is this? 2 million. Even a boss wouldn't be able to deal such high damage. What the fuck, we didn't even see who killed them. Who is it? This is too much. This is too much. Not long after, a figure appeared in front of the 10 people. He looked at the 10 people lying on the ground calmly and said, "You don't need me to say more, right? Colorful gold gem." The 10 people looked at Lu Chen in shock. "It's really you. Why is your attack so strong? What kind of skill are you using?" Lu Chen smiled. "Do you think I'll tell you? Kid, don't be so arrogant. You've already broken the rules of the Heart Refinement Courtyard by robbing us old people. Do you want to go against the entire Heart Refinement Courtyard by yourself?" Lu Chen frowned. "Break the rules. A few seniors told me that the Heart Refinement Courtyard's rules are survival of the fittest. Why did it change in the blink of an eye? As for going against the entire Heart Refinement Courtyard, actually, it doesn't matter. I'm not close to you anyway. You're not afraid of causing public outrage. I'm here to take the skill. To be honest, I don't really care about your feelings." Lu Chen said honestly. They weren't even people from Earth. Why should he care about what others thought of him? Lu Chen didn't explain much to them. He took the gem and disappeared. "This guy is too arrogant," an old man said fiercely. "He doesn't seem to care about anyone. How can there be such a scary guy? I looked into his eyes just now. I think I saw a beast imprisoned in his eyes. No, it's like he's imprisoning a demon. I felt a chill down my spine." "What are you talking about? He's strong, but didn't you see that he's in a red blood state? That means someone must have injured him." Get the others to surround him immediately. We have to put our honor and dignity on the line. We have to kill this mad dog. Yes, light his gem. We can't let him enter the heart refinement courtyard. The newcomer who entered entrance 128 found 3 of his fellow newcomers. They were carefully moving forward in the forest. Strange, why is it that the closer I get to the heart refinement courtyard, the less I can see the old man? That's right. When I first came in, I had 6 gems stolen from me. I thought I was done for this time, but I didn't expect to not meet a single old man until now. Those seniors are too terrifying. It seems like they all have at least 3 Earth-tier middle-rank martial arts. Us newbies are already very strong if we only have 1 or 2. How are we going to fight them? They're really shameless. They're old and they still want to team up. The group I met was a 3-man team. I gave them 3 pills directly. Let's go together. It's too dangerous here. Whether or not we can keep the last gem depends on luck. While they were talking, the forest throbbed, and the 4 of them hurriedly hid. Not long after, a team of 20 people quickly rushed forward. So many old people. Shoo. Don't say anything. If they find out, they won't even have enough gems to rob. At that time, he will be eliminated directly. While they were talking, the 2 old men at the front seemed to have noticed them and looked over. The 4 of them instantly felt as if they had fallen into an ice cellar. We're done for. We've been discovered. They can even discover us. They're so strong. However, the few old men turned around and led the team towards the west, completely ignoring the 4 of them. After a long time, the 4 of them finally walked out of the forest. The 4 of them looked at each other. What's going on? They've obviously discovered us. Why didn't they rob us? Are they looking down on our gems? Impossible. There are 4 of us. This means that we have a lot of gems too. There's no reason for them not to rob us. Could it be that they know we don't have many gems on us, so they let us go on purpose? They did let us go. Actually, the Heart Tempering Institute isn't as cruel as we thought. The seniors here are all very kind. I think I'm starting to like this place. Yes, indeed. They definitely don't want to see us eliminated. I've really misunderstood the Heart Tempering Institute. The people here are so friendly. At this thought, the 4 of them suddenly felt relieved. The 4 of them chatted and laughed as they walked towards the main entrance of the Heart Tempering Institute. Heart Tempering Institute, we're coming. Lu Qin didn't know that the other newcomers had such an inexplicable change in mentality. Otherwise, he would definitely have told them. There's no such thing as a peaceful life. There's someone carrying the burden for you. Now, Lu Qin has become the top target of the old people's hunting. No matter what, they had to stop that lunatic from entering the Heart Tempering Institute. Lu Qin was invisible in midair. He used his long-range shooting to kill the enemies that were rushing towards him. His rainbow gold gems killed more and more people in an instant. The battle continued until late at night. A large number of newcomers had already passed the last stage and easily completed the final test of the Heart Tempering Institute. However, these newcomers realized that the 30-plus mentors and seniors standing in front of them didn't seem to notice them. Their eyes were fixed on the vast forest. They haven't killed that guy yet. The people in Group 7 are really weak. Don't worry. If that woman doesn't make a move, nothing can be said. To be honest, I've been in the Heart Tempering Institute for half a year. This is the first time I've seen such a scene. An entire group of seniors chasing after a newcomer. What's the background of that guy? You've only been here for half a year. Let me tell you. In the history of the Heart Tempering Institute, such a situation has not exceeded 10 times. However, I've only heard of it in the past. This time, I'm seeing it for myself. I heard from Group 7 that this is the most arrogant newcomer they've ever seen. He hasn't come out yet. It seems like he's killing the seniors, killing the seniors. The surrounding people's jaws nearly dropped when they heard this. They had heard of killing monsters and massacring people in cities, but they had never heard of a newcomer killing the seniors. This was the Heart Tempering Institute. Although it was rare for people to gather enough rainbow gold gems, it wasn't difficult to gather enough orange gems after some time. The seniors' advantage was that they had plenty of mid-grade earth-tier cultivation techniques and were strong enough. Together with their powerful strength, it was difficult for newcomers to defeat them. Yet, this newcomer was killing the seniors in the forest. What the hell was this? The newcomers looked at each other. What? Someone from the same batch as us is actually fighting the seniors? It doesn't seem as simple as fighting. It seems like he killed many seniors. Now, all the seniors are targeting him. Holy shit, is this for real? I was wondering why the seniors were indifferent when they saw us. So it's him. They're mocking us. For a newcomer to be targeted by so many seniors, he's probably doomed. Chapter 394. In mid-air, the black crystal arrow had become even more elusive in the night. The terror of an archer lay in their long-range attacks, and long-range shooting brought out the archer's advantage to the extreme. Taking the enemy's head from 10,000 meters away. At this time, Lu Chen had already killed 800 elders from the heart-refining courtyard. At this time, the 5 special effects of universal annihilation had all been unlocked, and the mysterious veil of universal annihilation had finally been lifted. From the 3rd special effect onwards, universal annihilation had finally become terrifying. Special Effect 1, Universal Annihilation, Sky Quake, Special Effect 2, Universal Annihilation, Back Attack, Special Effect 3, Universal Annihilation, Earth Fissure. Strike the enemy from mid-air to the ground and trigger the Earth Elemental Restriction. The enemy cannot attack or move. At the same time, the number of back attack accumulations +1, Special Effect 4, Universal Annihilation, Skyfall. Flash under the enemy, ignores evasion of movement skills below heaven rank, ignores invincibility of all skills below heaven rank, and launch a fierce attack upwards, dealing 750% physical attack damage and sending the enemy flying. In the process of sending the enemy flying, all continuous damage skills will be dealt with in one go. At the same time, the number of back attack accumulations +1, Special Effect 5, Universal Annihilation, Universal Annihilation. Teleport to the top of the enemy's head, ignores dodging skills below heaven rank, ignores all skills below heaven rank and invincible tyrant body, and unleash the strongest attack, Universal Annihilation. Deals 1250% Heaven's Wrath damage. Under the enhancement of the 3rd and 4th special effects, the back attack became 3 reserved skills. At the same time, the 3 moves, Skyfall, and Universal Annihilation, had the effect of instant shadows, infinite suppression. Moreover, Universal Annihilation was a terrifying Heaven's Wrath attack. Damn, this skill is so strong. If it ignores all skills below heaven rank, then isn't it equivalent to the strongest skill among the high-grade Earth rank skills? Lu Chen said excitedly. When he first saw the Heaven's Wrath 4 kills formation, Lu Chen thought that it was the strongest Earth rank skill. But now that he saw Universal Annihilation, Lu Chen realized that he had made a premature judgment. The Heaven's Wrath 4 kills formation was one of the best among the Earth rank skills, but Universal Annihilation was definitely the king of single target attacks among the Earth rank skills. Its powerful combo ability and terrifying explosive power had already surpassed the 2 skills of 8 Desolations of Heaven and Earth and 3000 Instantaneous Slash. So strong. I really want to find someone to give it a try right now. Lu Chen also wanted to experience this kind of ruthless combo. Fuck, it seems like the average person won't be able to withstand my attacks. Lu Chen was a little depressed. Should I find someone with low attributes and attack them? However, after holding on for so long, Lu Chen found that it was difficult to find someone now. After killing 800 elders of the heart-tempering courtyard, none of them dared to look for him anymore. Where could he find someone to practice with? Forget it, forget it. It doesn't feel good to lower my attributes. I should find a strong boss to test it out on in the future. Lu Chen looked at his backpack. His 10 gems were still there, but he didn't care about these gems. Now that he had 800 rainbow gold gems, he was still short of 200. He would probably have to go and do missions to earn more. Descending from mid-air, Lu Chen first restored his HP to full. Heaven and Earth Apocalypse has respawned. It's getting late, so it's about time to head out. Lu Chen leisurely walked towards the exit of the forest. Not long after, Lu Chen saw a girl in front of him. She looked to be around 14 or 15 years old. She was sitting there in a daze. There was a sign above her head. She seemed to be a newcomer to the heart-tempering courtyard. Seeing Lu Chen from afar, the girl didn't feel anything. She just continued to sit there in a daze. Lu Chen was a little confused. He walked over. Hey, little girl. You're a newcomer too. It's already dark. Aren't you going out? The girl glanced at Lu Chen. She already knew that Lu Chen was also a newcomer. She just didn't expect this guy to come over and talk to her. Sighing, the girl continued to sit by the tree stump. What's the use of going out? My gems have all been snatched. I'll be eliminated if I go out. Lu Chen frowned. Speaking of which, a 14 or 15-year-old girl actually obtained the qualifications to enter the heart-tempering courtyard. She was probably the youngest person Lu Chen had ever seen. Hey, little girl. Did you pass the Azura arena? Why do you all like to ask me that? Is it strange that I passed the Azura arena? Sigh. I guess everyone wants to rob me because I'm young. The girl shook her head helplessly. My brother said that the outside world is very cruel. Now I believe him. Lu Chen blinked. Did this girl lose her confidence in life? I didn't enter the heart-tempering courtyard this time. I'll definitely be laughed at by my family. The more the girl thought about it, the sadder she became. She covered her face with both hands. Go away. Don't bother me. I want to be alone. Lu Chen smiled and shook his head. He walked to the girl's side. I have a sister too. We're quite fated. Don't give up hope. I've never seen someone as old as you pass the Azura arena. You're already very strong. This is for you. Go out early. With that, Lu Chen disappeared in front of the girl. The girl removed her hands and looked in the direction Lu Chen disappeared in. The two of them did not know each other. That person actually comforted her. He was quite a good person. Unfortunately, he did not feel the pressure. The bigger the family, the greater the pressure everyone felt. If I knew this would happen, I would have listened to my brother and cultivated for another half a year before coming to the heart-tempering courtyard. The girl suddenly recalled that the person seemed to have given her something. At this moment, under the moonlight, a soft orange light shone into her clear eyes. She followed the light and saw an orange gem lying beside her hand. This is, an orange exchange gem. He gave me an orange gem. The girl's eyes widened. Her mind was in a daze. A rookie who still had an orange gem in his hand. That was already inconceivable. In the end, he actually gave the rookie's most precious gem to her. That guy was actually as rich as this person. The girl did not remember that guy's ID. He seemed to be anonymous. After all, many people like to be anonymous. She did not take a closer look at that person's face. It was already late and she did not care about anything at that time. The only thing she remembered was his voice. It was very gentle, very clean, and very sincere. The girl hurriedly stood up and held the gem tightly in her hand. Thank you, big brother. Thank you so much. The orange gem was not attractive to Lu Chen at all. If he could help that girl, he would be happy to see it happen. The forest's exit was not far ahead. But strangely, Lu Chen seemed to see the flickering torches across the forest. There seemed to be many people gathered there. So many rookies have passed. Just as Lu Chen was about to walk through the last open space, somewhere in the night, a lazy and pleasant voice suddenly sounded. What a big show. So many people are waiting for you. Lu Chen turned around curiously. He did not notice that there was someone hiding not far away. Hey, most arrogant rookie. Unfortunately, you can only go this far. You are just one step away from entering the heart-tempering courtyard, but you can only watch as the opportunity slips through your fingers. Don't you feel regretful? An enchanting figure walked step by step from the darkness to the moonlight. Chapter 395. At this moment, a phrase flashed through Lu Chen's mind. Outshining the moon and putting the flowers to shame. Although it was a bit old-fashioned, it suited the situation. This woman was indeed beautiful, like a fairy under the moonlight. Her silver equipment made her look valiant and heroic. Even the moonlight paled in comparison. Being provoked was one thing, but to be honest, this woman's looks were no less than hers. Lu Chen looked at the woman's ID, Xinghua Yanran. He didn't know if Xinghua was a guild prefix or something else, but her name only had 2 words, Yanran. Seeing Lu Chen's stunned expression, the woman smiled calmly, which made her even more charming. Am I pretty? The topic changed a bit too quickly. This woman seemed to be used to such stunning looks. Very pretty, Lu Chen answered. The woman smiled. I think that's the lowest evaluation I've ever heard. Actually, that's my highest evaluation, Lu Chen answered. The woman smiled, but she quickly stopped smiling. You're actually quite interesting. Unfortunately, I won't let you go today. I can tell you that after I defeat you, there will be many more people coming to challenge you. Not only will they take back the 800 gems you took, but they will also take all 10 of your gems. That's not something you can touch. Lu Chen smiled faintly. Beauty, you have to think clearly. I'm a little tired now. If you let me go, I won't fight with you. Anyway, it doesn't matter if you have 1 more stone or 1 less stone. The woman sneered. I'm the leader of Group 7. Do you think I'll let you go when you bully my people? Oh. You have an organization. If that's the case, you can't let me go. Lu Chen shrugged. It seems this battle is inevitable. Indeed. The 2 drew their weapons at the same time. Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Xinghua Yanran summoned her battle pet. Lu Chen was surprised by this battle pet. It was the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, and he was in his youth. The 4 gods and 4 beasts were quite common in the second heaven domain, but it was Lu Chen's first time seeing an ultimate beast like the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Furthermore, he was in his youth stage. Lu Chen came to the Heart Refinement Courtyard for 2 reasons. On one hand, he wanted to obtain a high-level cultivation technique. On the other hand, he heard from the Ticket Elder that there were many missions here, so it wouldn't delay him from going to the demonic beast forest to collect beast cores. Lu Chen's pure spiritual energy was completely enough, and he had accumulated a lot of soul essences. Only the beast cores were lacking. At this moment, Lu Chen seemed to realize that the other party's objective was somewhat similar to his. It was very likely that she was also here to obtain beast cores. She should have been in the Heart Refinement Courtyard for a while, so it was normal for the Dragon Emperor to evolve into a young man. It was a divine beast, a real divine beast, not a remnant soul, but a young Dragon Emperor. Lu Chen immediately sensed the horrifying aura of the ultimate ferocious beast. Roar! The Black Flame Dragon Emperor's roar stirred up a gust of wind. The towering trees nearby seemed to have been hit by a typhoon. Their branches danced and were about to be broken. This is the Black Flame Dragon Emperor in its youth stage. Lu Chen widened his eyes. That was to say, some of his little ones would soon become as ferocious as the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Lu Chen's astonishment turned into horror in the eyes of the State Protector. The State Protector sneered. I have heard about your strength. Since I am bold enough to stop you here, I must have some means to deal with you. Not far away from the battlefield, people saw the black dragon in the sky and heard the dragon's roar. They instantly understood what was going on. That guy has finally met the boss. Let's go and have a look. Finally, Boss Yanran has a chance to take action. That's Yanran's battle pet. I think that guy has arrived. Let's go and have a look, the other teachers said. The rookies looked in horror at the gigantic dragon not far away. Their eyes were filled with horror. Whose battle pet is that? That's a black dragon. Oh my god. Is that the boss of Group 7 that they were talking about? That's so powerful. Let's go and have a look. I heard that it is rare to see a black dragon. I have to go and have a look. Oh, and that new student. I wonder how he is doing. All of a sudden, a large number of players swarmed in from the exit of the forest. At the moment, Lu Chen was playing chess with the State Protector and the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Ha, ha, ha. That guy is going to give up. There is no powerful warrior in front of Yanran. The beast tamer killed the archer. This is going to be interesting. That guy thought that we were exaggerating. Now that he has seen the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, he will behave himself. Let's kill him later. Lu Chen squinted. He knew the Black Flame Dragon Emperor well. Even if the Black Flame Dragon Emperor was in its youth stage, he would not be afraid of it. The only problem was, he was too tired to do any strenuous exercise. The question was, which one should he send, Furball or Originator? After some thought, Lu Chen decided to send Furball. Furball, you've slept for a whole day. I'm not as comfortable as you are. Get up and get to work. Lu Chen said. He raised his hand and a small silver mouse appeared in his hand. I'll leave the dragon to you. I'll deal with its master. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Don't waste too much time. Get it done quickly. I need to sleep. Hearing the conversation between Lu Chen and the little girl, the others almost burst into laughter. Ha, ha, ha. I'm dying of laughter. That guy is not going to use that mouse to fight the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, one of the 4 ultimate ferocious beasts, is he? Ha, I'm laughing. That mouse's combat strength can't be higher than 1. Compared to the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, killing it within a second is nothing. Does he think he's playing chess? He wants to use the weakest to fight the strongest. Why is this guy so retarded? I guess he's only so strong because of those advanced skills. The little furball angrily bared its fangs at the people around it and let out a warning cooing sound. Unfortunately, its appearance was too silly and cute, and it was not threatening at all. Lu Chen had no choice. He patted Furball and said, "Little guy, don't worry about what others say. They're not important. I'll trust you." Furball rubbed Lu Chen's hand obediently. Then, it jumped off Lu Chen's hand and walked to the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Gui Yanran squinted her eyes and said, "Are you really going to use that little guy to fight my Black Flame Dragon Emperor? I'm afraid it can't even withstand the Dragon Emperor's dragon might." Lu Chen smiled and said, "You worry too much." Furball, Lu Chen remembered clearly that Furball was the only pet in the whole server. It was the only pet that had no upper level limit. As long as it wanted to, it could keep devouring and even devouring. Jiutian. Yao Lao once asked Lu Chen to think carefully about whether he should bring Furball out. This little guy had the potential to turn the world upside down. Super strong. Lu Chen said confidently. At the same time, the black flame dragon roared, and once again, its dragon emperor suppressed everyone. However, the little furball opposite it was not afraid at all, and it also roared back. Roar! The little furball grew to an astonishing 50 meters long. Chapter 396. A moment ago, it was still a cute little mouse. In the blink of an eye, it had transformed into a giant beast. Roar! The little furball's voice became much deeper. It let out an earth-shattering roar that was louder than the Black Dragon King's. Your little guy can grow so big. Country Protector Yanran was shocked. Lu Chen paused for a second. She must be talking about the little furball. The Black Rock Dragon King seemed to have a natural confidence in its bloodline. Seeing that the little furball dared to roar at it, the Black Rock Dragon King was enraged. The Black Rock Dragon King spat out a mouthful of black flame prairie at the little furball. The entire battlefield was covered in black flames. The high temperature made the surrounding players sweat. Black flame prairie, this is a super powerful AoE skill. High damage, ignoring normal fire resistance, and continuous damage. No wonder it's an ultimate beast. Is this the Black Flame? I heard that it can ignore normal fire resistance and spiritual resistance. It's almost as powerful as Heaven's Wrath. How can it be called an ultimate beast if it's not powerful? That big mouse's bloodline is not on the same level as the Black Dragon King. It can't beat it. However, although the little furball's body was huge, it was very agile. After avoiding the initial damage of the Black Flame Prairie, the little furball began to greedily devour the black flames on the ground. Wherever the little furball went, the black flames were all sucked into it. A moment later, all the black flames on the battlefield disappeared. What the hell is this? How can it devour other people's skills? Damn, that guy can devour the Black Flame Dragon King's black flames. That's impossible. Country Protector Yanran was also stunned. She had encountered many enemies and seen many powerful and rare battle pets, but she had never seen anything like this. How can your battle pet devour the black flames? You've gone too far. Lu Chen was frustrated. What did it have to do with him that the little furball could eat the black flames? It was the little furball that had gone too far. Why did Country Protector Yanran say that he had gone too far? At that moment, the little furball that had eaten its fill had already pounced on the Black Dragon King. The young Black Dragon King already had dragon scale armor, and its physical and spiritual defense were very high. However, after eating the 300-year-old immortal herb, the little furball's attributes were extremely terrifying. Its attack was extremely high, and its physical and spiritual defense were equally terrifying. This was something that Lu Chen had deeply experienced in the past. However, the furball didn't use its claws this time. Feast! It bit towards the Black Dragon King. The Black Dragon King was shocked. Motherfucker, I was having a good fight with you, but you want to eat me. The Black Dragon flew into a rage and swiped at him with its claw. Black Flame Dragon Claw. This seemingly ordinary claw produced an attack similar to Sword Chi, causing the close-range attack to also have the effect of long-range damage. At the same time, the attack was accompanied by an obvious black fog, which was related to the Black Flame attribute attack. It's the Black Flame Dragon Claw. A certain senior student's eyes widened. Senior, is this move very powerful? It feels so ordinary. Ordinary. Last time, when Yanran's Black Dragon reached its youth stage, she asked my battle pet to test it out. That one claw alone dealt 450,000 damage to my gilded black tortoise. What? He can deal 450,000 damage to the gilded black tortoise? The gilded black tortoise's defense is super high. The most terrifying thing about the Black Flame Dragon Emperor is its Black Flame attack, which is a type of elemental attack. However, due to its rarity, it is very difficult to increase the corresponding resistance. You can basically treat it as a Heavenly Might attribute attack. Any of its attacks will be accompanied by this type of attack. Think about it, a normal attack with a Heavenly Might attack. Isn't this kind of opponent terrifying? The new student turned his head in shock and looked at the giant dragon again. He said in horror, "Alright, I hope I don't have the chance to meet this guy." The Black Dragon King's attack was already in front of the furball. It was unknown whether the furball didn't remember to dodge or if it didn't dodge on purpose. At least in Lu Chen's opinion, this guy should be able to dodge. All in all, the furball took the attack head-on. Minus 40,000, normal attack, minus 80,000, Black Flame attack, 120,000 offset. The Black Dragon only dealt 40,000 normal attack damage. Even the Black Flame attack, which was difficult to defend against, was offset by 120,000. The total damage was 120,000. Before anyone could react, the furball jumped up high and grabbed the Black Dragon King with its two claws. Then, it bit down on the Black Dragon King's body. The spectating players at the scene, including Jinggui Yanran and Lu Chen himself, their eyeballs almost popped out. What the fuck? What is it doing? Is it crazy? It's really, eating the Black Dragon King. Did it not dodge on purpose just now? This guy is willing to do anything for the sake of eating. What the fuck? Like master, like battle pet. The master is a lunatic, and the battle pet is also a lunatic. Lu Chen was also very depressed. Why did those people involve him again? He was also very shocked. He wasn't a beast tamer who had such a close connection with his pet. The battle plan was completely formulated by the furball itself. Little furball, did I treat you badly? Why did you do this the moment you came out? This is a battle of life and death. Lu Chen suddenly remembered Yao Lao's words. If he could go back to the past, when Yao Lao asked him again whether he should bring the furball out, he would definitely think about it for one more minute. Of course, he still had to bring it out. However, Lu Chen finally saw how crazy this guy was. When it first met me, it must have eaten its fill in the herb field. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been so easy to deal with. Lu Chen's back was covered in cold sweat. Compared to Lu Chen, Jinggui Yanran was completely crazy. Hey, what is your pet doing? What kind of attack is this? It's impossible to have this kind of attack in level 2. Lu Chen held his forehead. It was better to hide the identity of the furball for now. It was the only one in the entire server, and it had the ability to devour Jiutian. If word got out, the people in level 2 would come down. This was a monster that was beyond the rules. With no other choice, Lu Chen forced himself to explain, this feast is actually equivalent to a life removal type attack. This is the furball's specialty. Hey, furball, you better fight properly. Lu Chen hurriedly reminded the furball loudly. The furball bit down, and the black dragon cried out in pain. Just as it was feeling proud, it heard its master's reprimand and unwillingly turned to look at Lu Chen. If its master didn't stop it, this big snake would taste pretty good. However, since it followed its master, and he said that he would feed it a lot of good food in the future, for the sake of long-term benefits, it was better to let this big snake go for now. It didn't want to eat, but the black dragon's body was already heavily injured. Debuff, physical damage, 1 stack, physical attributes reduced by 7%, mobility reduced by 7%. Debuff, physical damage vulnerability, 1 stack, when receiving physical attacks, receive an additional 7% damage. Debuff, severe bleeding, 1 stack, lose 1% of maximum health every second for 7 seconds. At the same time, a buff appeared on the furball's body. Buff, Eat, 1 stack, permanently increase physical strength. This unit provides a 0.1% increase in physical strength, and recovers the same amount of health as the enemy's bleeding damage every second. This time, Little Furball's attack only took into account the initial bleeding damage, which was only 30,000. It had only recovered 30,000 HP. However, the experts present didn't see this negligible value at all. What they saw was the status of both sides. Just this pile of debuffs and buffs was enough to make the whole place silent. Chapter 397. Horrifying. So horrifying. Even the ultimate beasts are no match for it. What kind of battle pet is this? The 3 debuffs can be stacked, and so can its buffs. Is there any doubt about that? That regeneration, does it mean that as long as the opponent is bleeding, it will be regenerating? I think so. It has stopped attacking, but it is still regenerating. What kind of attack is Feast? That's so horrifying. Is it really eating the opponent to strengthen itself? Wait, can someone tell me what a permanent increase in physical strength is? What the hell is that? A 0.1% increase in physical strength was not strange at all. It was so low that it made one's hair stand on end. However, with the addition of permanent, the concept was completely different. In other words, as long as it used Feast, it could continue to grow stronger. In the later stage, even the ultimate beasts and the ultimate beasts would be no match for it. At that moment, no one had thought about the future. Furball was the only existence that had no upper limit to its level and strength. It was not an exaggeration to say that it was a bug. At that moment, who would have thought that this bloodthirsty and crazy beast was once the harmless little gopher in Lu Chen's hands? Since its boss did not allow it to eat the black snake, Furball had to resort to physical attacks. The Black Dragon King had been hit by 3 debuffs. Its attack speed was no longer as fast as Furball's. This time, Furball's attack landed on the Black Dragon first. Minus 460,000. What? That guy's physical attack is so high. That's insane. Come on, it's an ultimate beast. The Black Dragon only dealt 120,000 damage. It has more health than the Black Dragon. Do the ultimate beasts not care about their reputation? It's over. There's no point in fighting. Its attack is no match, its defense is no match, and now even its speed is no match. There's no suspense. As expected, after a few rounds of attacks, Furball finished off the young Black Dragon King with 1 paw. When the Black Dragon King fell from the sky, Gui Yanran hurriedly called it back. She looked at Lu Chen in horror, then looked at the little gopher that had turned back into a little gopher and was licking the blood on his shoulder. Gui Yanran was in disbelief. Lu Chen pursed his lips. Well, do we still need to fight? The country protector's Black Dragon King had already been defeated. Disregarding everything else, as long as the opponent released the little furball, he would definitely not be able to withstand it. There was no point in continuing this match. Gui Yanran let out a long sigh. You win. The gem is yours. Saying so, he took out a colorful gold gem from his bag and tossed it to Lu Chen. However, don't get too cocky. My Black Dragon isn't in its strongest state yet. When I find you again, I'll definitely wash away today's humiliation with blood. Lu Chen frowned slightly. Was this woman going against him? Speaking of which, little hairy ball was clearly not in its strongest state. Sigh, this lass better not say anything. Otherwise, she would really fall into a bottomless pit. After dealing with the last senior, Lu Chen looked around. The surrounding elders hurriedly lowered their heads, not daring to meet his gaze. Lu Chen nodded with satisfaction. Well, it seems like no one will bother us anymore. Walking out of the forest, Lu Chen stood in front of the 7 mentors. Among the 7, there was one 3-star mentor, 2 2-star mentors, and the one who had a fortuitous encounter was a 1-star mentor. Congratulations! You have successfully passed all of our tests. Now, you are an official student of the Heart Refinement Courtyard. The 3-star mentor, Shui Hai, handed a badge to Lu Chen. In the future, with this badge, you will be able to teleport to another main city. With the teleportation point of the Heart Refinement Courtyard, you can freely enter and exit the Heart Refinement Courtyard. You can also participate in missions, obtain gems, exchange for cultivation techniques, and other activities in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Lu Chen nodded. He had finally entered the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Just as Lu Chen was about to enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard with the other newcomers, Shui Hai suddenly called out to Lu Chen. "Young man, come here for a moment." Lu Chen walked over with a puzzled expression. "Mentor, are you looking for me?" Shui Hai looked at Lu Chen. From the way this kid spoke, it seemed like he wasn't usually so arrogant. "Are you willing to be my disciple?" Shui Hai asked directly. "I'm not talking about the relationship between mentor and student in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. I'm talking about the apprenticeship system." Lu Chen thought for a moment. "I'm sorry, mentor. I've never thought of becoming your disciple." Aren't you an NPC? NPCs obviously didn't have the apprenticeship system. Shui Hai didn't get angry. He nodded. "I believe that you will reach the 3rd level of heaven one day. This isn't a secret." In Jiutian, there are no NPCs. Lu Chen's eyes widened. He knew that Jiutian was very mysterious. The NPCs had their own personalities. He even suspected that some NPCs were played by players or staff members. However, when someone suddenly told him that all the NPCs he had met before weren't NPCs, he was stunned. In other words, Mu Xian wasn't an NPC. The guards of Immortal Mountain City weren't NPCs. The citizens of the major cities weren't NPCs. The citizens of Ghost Valley weren't NPCs. Lu Yi, the people in the mountains, Yao Lao, and the Azura Arena Ticket Master weren't NPCs. Then they are. I can't go into too many details. You'll understand when you reach the 3rd level of heaven. Lu Chen's breathing quickened. The 3rd level of heaven. Was he going to touch on this mystery? "Young man, it's okay if you don't want to be my disciple. However, I'm still your mentor. I don't mind telling you that the Heart Refinement Courtyard has the strongest technique. Actually, there is no lack of super experts among the people who come here. They have their own ways to obtain ordinary earth level, middle level, or even high level cultivation techniques. The reason why almost all of them wish to enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard is because of that cultivation technique." Lu Chen frowned and asked, "Instructor, what kind of cultivation method is that?" "I don't know what technique it is either." Shui Hai smiled helplessly. "Only those at the 2nd level of heaven have the right to fight for that technique. I've already lost that right. Up until now, no one has been able to obtain that technique. Naturally, normal people wouldn't know what technique it is. However, as a mentor, I still know some inside information." "That is?" Shui Hai looked at Lu Chen. "Are you sure you don't want to be my disciple? I'm the only 3-star mentor in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Moreover, I'm stronger than you think. The power behind me isn't something you can imagine. If you become my disciple, I can resign from my position as a mentor here and take you to the 3rd level of heaven. The 3rd level of heaven isn't the same as the 2nd level of heaven. Your personality is very dangerous." Just as Lu Chen was preparing to listen to the important information, Shui Hai suddenly broadcast an advertisement. This caught Lu Chen off guard. Speaking of which, this guy's offer was quite tempting. He could actually take Lu Chen to the 3rd level of heaven. Unfortunately, Lu Chen wasn't an ordinary person. He might not be unable to defeat the second level of heaven's difficulty, but he had important things to do in the second level of heaven. Mentor, let's not talk about becoming my disciple, okay, Shui Hai shook his head. In the end, this guy wasn't willing to become his disciple. Alright. AI, you don't have good taste. Mentor. Lu Chen was speechless. Alright. I'll tell you. That technique is a heaven-level technique. Chapter 398. There was a heaven-level technique in the second heaven. Lu Chen felt that this instructor was a liar. Instructor, don't bully me because I'm not well educated. There's no way there would be a heaven-level technique in the second heaven. Shui Hai smiled. Young man, other places might not have it, but there is. Do you know what kind of place the Heart Refinement Academy is? Lu Chen shook his head honestly. Let me put it this way. The strength of the Heart Refinement Academy is far beyond your imagination. You can still see the Heart Refinement Academy in the third heaven. Lu Chen frowned. The Heart Refinement Academy had its own organization in the second and third heaven. That seemed a little strong. So, don't think that you're invincible. Don't be arrogant in the future. If you do anything out of line, stay in the Heart Refinement Academy. It'll be good for your future development, Shui Hai reminded. In Zhoutian, you're not the only one who has obtained great opportunities. There are many geniuses, but how many can reach the end? Lu Chen smiled. I don't care what others think of me. I only do what I think is worth doing. Instructor Shui Hai, thank you for your advice. If there's nothing else, I'll go to the academy first. I'm a little tired today, so I'll go to sleep after entering the academy. After a night of rest, Lu Chen was full of energy the next day. He went out early to buy groceries and trained in the courtyard. After fighting in the second heaven of the Zhoutian, Lu Chen did not have any problems. Instead, he felt as light as a swallow and was full of energy. Ever since he reached the second heaven, this feeling became more obvious. Not long after, Lu Yi came out and saw her brother exercising. She ran over to join in the fun, stretching her arms and legs. I've bought breakfast. It's on the table. Yeah, I just ate. Hey, brother, do you know a theory on the internet? What theory? Lu Chen had not paid attention to the internal information of the Earth server for a long time. Naturally, he did not know what Lu Yi was talking about. It's the theory that Zhoutian influences reality. Lu Chen frowned. He was quite interested in this topic. Zhoutian influences reality? What do you mean? There's a scientific team overseas that has done a lot of research. They recently announced the results of their research. They said that playing Zhoutian can train your brain and improve your physical fitness. Actually, everyone has the same feeling, and this feeling is becoming more and more obvious after reaching the second layer of heaven. Hiss. Lu Chen took a deep breath. Is that so? I thought I was the only one who felt that way. That's not it, bro. Everyone has the same feeling. But at first, some people thought that the game stimulated the brain's activity, causing the brain's ability to drive the body to become stronger. Didn't the military overseas use virtual tutorials to train their fighting skills? It's probably the same principle. However, the team recently gave a different explanation. They believe that the game can directly enhance one's physical fitness. Lu Chen listened very seriously. Now, everyone knew that Zhoutian was a game with extremely high technological content that surpassed the level of human knowledge. There were even aliens. How could this game not be awesome? However, no matter how awesome Zhoutian was, it was still a game. If the conclusion of the foreign research team was true, then this game would fundamentally change the world. Do they have any theoretical basis? Yes. They sampled the data of 5,000 players, and the results were very shocking. These people's physical bodies were strengthened to different degrees. Moreover, the higher the attributes in the game, the greater the degree of the enhancement. They tentatively believe that it might be related to the theory of quantum entanglement. Jiutian uses quantum to replicate the physical body, which means that the physical body in the game is a quantum replica of our physical body in real life. The theory of quantum entanglement is, well, I'll explain it more clearly. It's, cough cough. Simply put, it's these two interrelated quanta. If you have a certain change, I will also have a certain change. It's too complicated. Anyway, that's the general idea. It was indeed a bit difficult for Lu Yi to explain the theory of quantum entanglement. The fact that Lu Yi could say so much showed that she was very concerned about this problem and had carefully researched it. Bro, your attributes are so high. You should have felt it clearly. Lu Chen thought for a while. I do have this feeling. After the attributes in the game increase, it does affect my physical body in real life. However, according to my attributes in the game, shouldn't I already be superhuman? Lu Yi was stunned. Her brother had been beaten back to one level, hadn't he? However, her brother had reached that level before. That's not right. Lu Chen said with certainty. I don't understand quantum entanglement, but I don't think that's the root cause. Or rather, there must be some kind of restriction. Lu Chen narrowed his eyes. Restriction? Yes. A kind of restriction that temporarily restricts the ability of the real world. Lu Chen's words definitely made sense. He had felt his body become stronger a long time ago. At that time, his attributes were only in the hundreds. Now, they had increased by 100 times, but he did not see himself becoming invincible. The research team had collected a large number of players' samples. Lu Chen also said that many people felt this way. This meant that the game could really affect reality. Logically speaking, the more attributes in the game changed, the more changes there would be in reality. However, reality had only been slightly affected all this time. Almost 200,000 attributes had the same impact as 2,000 attributes. This was obviously illogical. The only explanation was that there was a layer of filtering net between Jiutian and reality. The filtering net could not completely filter out the influence of Jiutian on reality. Therefore, people could only feel a small amount of influence. At a certain level, this influence would be isolated. Lu Yi, I have a feeling, Lu Chen suddenly said faintly. Brother, what? Third heaven domain. Maybe this layer of restriction will be removed. Lu Yi's eyes widened. She was stunned. After a long time, Lu Yi finally digested her brother's prophecy. She asked, Brother, are you okay now? Her brother had fallen from the peak to the bottom, but he did not show any signs of disappointment. This made her even more worried. I'm fine. Lu Chen was confused. Brother, you must be strong. If you need me to do anything, I will definitely help you. Lu Chen looked at Lu Yi strangely. Why was this girl being so emotional? He was not used to this. Crazy. Lu Chen turned around and went back. I know. You are my sister. If I don't help you, who will? But you should focus on leveling up. Third heaven domain is not far away. Lu Yi was in a mess in the wind, but she was finally relieved. Her brother should be fine. However, did he say that third heaven was not far away? Could it be that Mad God was about to challenge the heavenly domain boss? Can third heaven really break through that restriction? Also, how strong is third heaven? Chapter 399. When he entered the game, Lu Chen appeared in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Although the Heart Refinement Courtyard occupied a large area, most of it was buildings. There was not much free space in the city. Most people were gathered in the central square. From time to time, people would look at him strangely. It's that crazy newbie. The one who wiped out Team 7. Where's his pet? What are you afraid of? Team 7 is afraid of him, but we're not. If he dares to mess with us, we'll kill him. Lu Chen had learned to automatically block these voices and began to wander around. There were a total of 5 areas in the central square. The mission distribution area, the technique exchange area, the instructor course purchase area, the duel area, and the student competition ranking board. The student competition ranking board was just a list with a very small space. Lu Chen was not interested in the student competition, so he did not look at it. What was more interesting were the remaining 4 areas. There were definitely not many weaklings who could enter the heart refinement courtyard. Almost everyone had both strength and intelligence. How could they not be scheming when they could escape from the forest? It was precisely because they were much stronger than the average player that there were many disputes. Usually, the 3 dueling arenas in the dueling area were filled to the brim. With the addition of the spectating players, the dueling area became the most lively area of the 4 areas. Many players in the mission area were shouting to form teams. Orange Gem Mission, 100 Rock Armor Bear Demons Mission. Veteran Team, 3 days. 3 missing, an Ultimate Damage Dealer and a Talisman Master. Orange Gem Mission, Magic Crystal Beast in Mineral Vein. For missing, an Apothecary, 3 days. Best if it's a dedicated apothecary, enough healing. Dark Gold Gem Mission, Elite Golden Scaled Python Lair, 5 days. For missing, a spiritualist who can both damage and resist, or a puppet master with 2 puppets. There were people doing all kinds of missions, and many people were recruiting team members. There were quite a lot of people. There were too many people in the 2 areas. Lu Chen did not want to squeeze in, so he went to the instructor course purchase area to take a look. There was a huge translucent screen in the area that was broadcasting the courses provided by the instructors in the academy. 1-star instructor Jian Duxing, Sword Manipulation Technique, Seamless Integration of Shadow Sword and 10,000 Swords, 3 hours, price 1 orange gem. 1-star instructor Brilliant Fireworks, Firearm Masters Long-Range Shooting Prediction and Unlimited Landmine Technique, for 4 hours. Price, 1 orange gemstone. 2-star instructor Red Dust, Fighter Suppression Fighting Techniques and Actual Combat, for 4 hours. Price, 2 orange gems. 3-star instructor Shui Hai, the Application and Actual Combat of Elemental Attacks, 2 hours. Price, 3 orange gems. Lu Chen noticed that these instructors' classes were at most 1 against 10. In other words, they couldn't earn many gems from each class. Unfortunately, Lu Chen wasn't interested in these classes. In the end, Lu Chen went to the cultivation method exchange area, which had the least number of people. Only occasionally would people come here to take a look, which was in stark contrast to the other 3 areas. Since there was no one around, Lu Chen carefully checked the exchange information. All kinds of gems cost 1,000 pieces to exchange for a corresponding cultivation technique book. After meeting the exchange requirements, one could enter the cultivation technique hall at the back of the exchange area and choose a cultivation technique of that level. From the catalog of the cultivation technique hall, Lu Chen found that most of the cultivation techniques still had a lot of them. For example, the Mystic High Level Shadow Sword Technique had 97 books in storage. The Earth Level Low Level usually didn't have more than 10 books in storage, and the Earth Level Medium Level didn't have more than 3 books in storage. Only the Earth Level High Level cultivation techniques were labeled as unique, which meant that after exchanging, no one else could exchange for them. If it's the only one, I can exchange for another one. Young man, are you looking at the Earth Level High Level cultivation techniques? An old man came up to greet him enthusiastically. Earth Level High Level cultivation techniques require 1,000 rainbow gold gems to exchange for. Those who have the perseverance to collect 1,000 rainbow gold gems are few and far between. Lu Chen smiled. In fact, he already had 800 rainbow gold gems in his backpack. He only needed 200 more to exchange for one more cultivation technique book. Instructor, may I ask if all the cultivation techniques in the cultivation courtyard are here? The old man was surprised. Most of them are here. Most of them are here. That means, not all of them are here. Lu Chen looked at the old man. The old man smiled. Why? Are these not enough for you? Lu Chen said, I want something better. Something better? Young man, the cultivation courtyard is not an ordinary place. You can have anything you want. However, you may not be able to get it even if you want it. Someone told me that there is a heaven-level cultivation technique book here. Lu Chen went straight to the point. Yes, there is. It's not a secret. However, you should know that there shouldn't be any heaven-level cultivation techniques in the second heaven. It can be said that heaven-level cultivation techniques are heaven-defying existences in the second heaven. If you want to exchange for that cultivation technique book, you must have heaven-defying strength. For example. The old man suddenly laughed. This young man in front of him really dared to ask about anything. For example, can you kill the boss in the monster forest map? That's the only requirement. Ha 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 ha, young man, I understand. Those who can enter the cultivation courtyard feel that they are either invincible or will become invincible in the near future. However, I can only say that you have not seen the world. Lu Chen smiled. Teacher, I want to ask how can I receive the mission of the boss in the map? It's very simple. Complete 300 rainbow gold missions and you will have the chance to see that mission. Okay, thank you teacher. I will finish it as soon as possible. After saying that, Lu Chen went directly to the mission area. There were 10 rainbow gold mission boards in the mission area every day. When someone completed it, a new rainbow gold mission would be refreshed. At the end of each rainbow gold mission, the team that accepted the mission would be displayed. Once the others completed the mission, the others would receive a notification and their mission would be automatically cancelled. There were cooperation and competition in the cultivation courtyard's missions. As a result, fights often broke out in the heart refinement courtyard. A team's mission was about to be completed, but another team beat them to it. The team members had worked hard for a few weeks, and all their efforts were in vain. They had nowhere to vent their anger. The duel area next to it was so popular because of this. Lu Chen squeezed into the mission area with great difficulty and saw the 10 rainbow gold missions. There was a long list of team names at the end of each mission. Lu Chen didn't care about this. In one go, he accepted all 10 missions. When the name, student number 440312, appeared at the end of the 10 rainbow gold missions at the same time, the mission area exploded. Fuck, who is so arrogant? He accepted all the rainbow gold missions. 312, sounds a little familiar. Is there something wrong with his brain? Can he handle so many missions by himself? Several teams are about to complete the mission. Those who accept the rainbow gold missions are the top 50 powerhouses in the arena. This guy dares to snatch them. He is really tired of living. Chapter 400. Lu Chen was about to leave the heart-refining courtyard when someone suddenly called him from behind. Hey, that madman. Lu Chen didn't know whether he should turn his head or not. If he turned his head, wouldn't he admit that he was a madman? But it seemed that the other party was calling him. Well, curiosity still prevailed over useless vanity. Lu Chen turned his head and looked behind him. It's you. In the crowd, this person was still so conspicuous that people couldn't help but focus their attention on her. This feeling. It was like everyone else was gray, but she was colorful. Beautiful people were treated differently. The person who came was Sengoku Yenran. She walked in front of Lu Chen. You took all 10 rainbow gold missions. You are too arrogant. Don't you know that this kind of behavior is a provocation in the heart-refining courtyard? Lu Chen said indifferently, I can abide by the rules of the heart-refining courtyard, but I have no interest in your boring private rules. This guy is still so arrogant. That's up to you. I just came to remind you that if you complete these missions, someone will definitely come to you for trouble. Lu Chen nodded, it doesn't matter. By the way, why are you telling me this? I don't want you to die too quickly. Sengoku Yenran looked at Lu Chen coldly, my Black Dragon King must defeat your war pet with his own hands. Lu Chen curled his lips. Maybe the adult Black Dragon had a chance to defeat the furball, but the little furball was still growing stronger. Lu Chen didn't say this out loud. At least let people have a little hope. Then you'd better hurry up. I won't stay here for too long. Won't stay for too long. Do you think the monster forest outside is easy to kill? I have a black dragon, and it's not fast. You can't kill them in seconds, but they can easily kill you if they besiege you. Lu Chen smiled slightly, you care about me quite a lot. Don't worry, there are beauties thinking about me every day. I'm not willing to die. Zhangui Yenran's pretty face turned red. This guy's mouth is too annoying. She just said that to kill him, but it changed in his mouth. That guy actually dared to speak frivolously to me. The last person who spoke so carelessly had already been killed to the point of leaving the server. However, I can't beat him now. Her hatred for Lu Chen grew even stronger. Before he left, Lu Chen suddenly thought of something. He turned around and asked, hey, what's your rank in the arena? Number 21. Yenran was quite proud of her ranking. To be able to rank 21st among the tens of thousands of super experts was already extremely terrifying. The Heart Refinement Academy's ranking could be seen as the overall ranking of all the Galaxy servers. Among the countless players, it was already good to be ranked, let alone such a high ranking. She did have the right to be proud. 21. Aren't you the leader of Group 7? I thought you were in the top 10. That isn't bad either. Good luck. Lu Chen realized that his subconscious expression might have hurt someone's self-esteem, so he hurriedly added, good luck. But it seemed that his remedy didn't work. Instead, it sounded even more arrogant. Yenran almost vomited blood. The capital that she was proud of, in that guy's eyes, was barely not bad. You. Do you know who is in the top 20? Yenran angrily stared at Lu Chen. When I come back from the quest, I should know. Lu Chen smiled. Okay, I'm going to do the quest. Bye. Lu Chen turned around, raised his hand to say goodbye to Yenran, and left. This guy. Yenran gritted her teeth, too arrogant. However, Yenran couldn't help but think, if he went to the arena, what would his rank be? 20. Or even 15. Thinking of this terrible possibility, Yenran shook her head hard, what am I thinking? He just has a powerful pet. His own strength may not be stronger than mine. Where is my confidence? I must defeat him. Right, I don't know how that guy is going to complete those rainbow gold quests. I'll go and see. Lu Chen didn't expect that he had shaken some people's confidence. He used the Heart Refining Academy badge to teleport to the monster forest and began to look for monsters. There were many dungeons in the monster forest, and the area was very large, but the rainbow gold quests had nothing to do with the dungeons. Kill 3 man-eating white swine. Isn't swine a strange beast in the classic of mountains and seas? It seems to have the body of a tiger and the tail of an ox, eating people. Lu Chen looked at the other quests. They were probably similar, to kill a certain number of strange beasts. There are too many quests. Turn on the quest tracking. The completion progress of the 10 quests were all displayed in the rightmost corner of Lu Chen's visual interface. Unfortunately, the quest tracking couldn't tell Lu Chen where the quest monsters were. Lu Chen still needed to find them himself. Finding things was not Lu Chen's strength, but there was a guy who was very good at it. "Rhubarb, come out." Lu Chen called out. "Rhubarb, can you find these monsters?" "Woof woof. Try." "Okay, by the way, I'll let Little Furball protect you." Rhubarb didn't have much fighting power, so Lu Chen handed over Little Furball and put it on Rhubarb's back. "Little Furball, this one. You can't eat it." Lu Chen pointed to Rhubarb and said very seriously. Little Furball was a little regretful, but it still nodded its small head. "Well, your task is to protect Rhubarb. It's our friend." Squeak, squeak, squeak. With Little Furball's protection, Rhubarb's safety was not a problem. "Rhubarb, go and find it. Call me when you find it. Try not to fight by yourself, and don't go too far from me. I'll be right here." Woof woof. A rhubarb dog, carrying a golden Little Furball, set off. Because Rhubarb was still not sure whether it could be found, Lu Chen called out Little Originator again. "Little Originator, I'll take you to fight a local monster first. Otherwise, it's not suitable for you to use the appearance of a radiant moon werewolf now." Roar. Not long after, Little Originator had turned into a rock-armored giant bear, no different from the monsters nearby. "Go to the other side, don't go too far from me." Little Originator's strength was also very strong, and it was immune to both physical and spiritual attacks, so Lu Chen was not worried about its safety. The matter of finding monsters was handed over to Rhubarb. Lu Chen found a tree stump and leaned on it to rest. On a big tree with dense foliage in the distance, Sengoku Yenran was wearing a green dress, which was completely integrated with the surrounding environment. Even if it was close, it was difficult to find her. At this time, looking at Lu Chen resting by the tree, Sengoku Yenran's brain short-circuited. How many pets does this guy have? Although the rhubarb dog looked like an ordinary Chinese rural dog, after seeing the strength of the Little Furball, Sengoku Yenran did not dare to underestimate it. And the pet that could change its appearance was simply unheard of. "Fortunately, I came to take a look. This guy has so many cards in his hand, is this how he does the quest? Let the pets find monsters by themselves. This is too easy." At this time, Lu Chen, who was extremely bored, suddenly sat up. Divine beasts are still very strong after evolution. "Hey, come out, let me see how many materials you need to evolve." After that, a group of little guys appeared around that guy. Seeing this group of cute pets, Sengoku Yenran, who was always calm, accidentally fell from the tree. Damn it! Does this guy open a zoo? He actually had 16 divine beast battle pet babies. Chapter 401. Zhanggue Yenran couldn't help but be shocked. Her black dragon could be said to have used a lot of her family's strength to help her get it. Even so, she only had one ultimate vicious beast. However, the zoo director had gathered all the young mythological beasts. That is to say, the power behind him, in his original world, is in an absolute monopoly position. The monopoly did not give any other organization a chance. This is impossible. No one can collect all the cubs. Zhanggue Yenran's brain short-circuited. But at this moment, Lu Chen had found her. He frowned slightly and looked at the direction of the sound. He didn't notice it before, but now he noticed it. With his eyesight, he soon found Zhanggue Yenran. Putting away the mythological beast, Lu Chen flashed in front of Zhanggue Yenran. "It's you? Why are you following me?" Caught on the spot, Zhanggue Yenran blushed. "I, who follows you, the monster forest is not owned by your family. Why can you come and I can't? When it comes to quarreling, the reasonable party always can't beat the other party. Hey, how do you have so many mythological beasts? Lu Chen shook his head. Speaking of which, Zhangguo Yanran was the only one who knew that he had all the cubs. It's just luck. Lu Chen stretched out his hand and pulled Zhangguo Yanran up from the ground. Hey, you go, don't follow me. I won't go. Zhangguo Yanran patted the dust on her body. Although she was a little embarrassed, she was so beautiful that her every move was a little pleasing to the eye. Unless you show me your pets. Why? No reason. I just don't believe that someone can collect all the mythological beast babies. You'll leave after seeing them? Yeah. Anyway, he had already seen them. Lu Chen didn't care and released all the little guys. Once they were free again, a group of little guys came out and immediately ran around Lu Chen's feet happily. Some of them found someone of the same strength and fought without saying a word. Lu Chen also had a headache. Hey, when can you not be so aggressive? Ah. Whoever fights again, I'll put them away. How could the little fellows listen to him? They were all fierce and cute. While Lu Chen was having a headache, Yanran was already in a daze. As she watched, her maiden heart could no longer be suppressed. Wow, my God, so cute, bringing a pet out to hook up with a beauty. Sure enough, it was not groundless rumors. It's too cute. What kind of cub is this? And that one, the white one, is so fierce. That's just a black tortoise cub, right? Did you get it from Firmament City? Lu Chen had no choice but to introduce them one by one. They're too cute. Is it because they're too cute that you don't want them to evolve? Don't want them to evolve? Big sister, do you know how annoying they are? I am a lesser demonic beast's beast core. If I had so many divine beast babies, I would be willing to be annoyed by them every day. Lu Chen shook his head. It seemed that no one could understand his pain. Alright, you've seen it. Can you leave now? And you guys, please stop fighting. Fuck, come back. Finally put these guys away. Lu Chen breathed a sigh of relief. Hey. Lu Chen looked at Yanran, who was still in a daze, and motioned that she could go. Sengoku Yanran pouted and just wanted to speak. Lu Chen quickly interrupted her. Stop. Don't play cute with me, I'm immune now. Yanran glared at Lu Chen. She rarely wanted to play cute, and then looked at the mythological beast cub, and was stopped by this guy. I don't know how many people can't imagine what Sengoku Yanran looks like in this life. Well, don't be complacent. Even if you have so many mythological beast babies, you can't cultivate all of them. The resources needed are unimaginable. I'll work hard to cultivate one, and it won't be worse than you. Wait for my Black Dragon King to defeat your little furball. After that, Yanran turned around and ran away angrily. Until he was sure that Yanran really left, Lu Chen breathed a sigh of relief. Does this woman have to be so persistent? After resting for a while by the tree, Lu Chen suddenly heard a sound in the forest, and then Rhubarb came out of the grass with the little furball on his back. Woof woof. Found it? Very good, let's go kill it. Squeak squeak squeak. N. How many other teams are there? It's okay, let's go. Not far away, in an open area, Lu Chen had found a huge beast dozens of meters tall there. A tiger body, an ox tail, a behemoth of 40 to 50 meters tall, was roaring angrily at the dozens of people in front of it. Xiao Min, go invisible. Okay, boss. Although invisible, Lu Chen did not get too close, but just observed from 100 meters away. The attack of the man-eating white boar was very terrifying. It had a 3-hit combo with the Tiger Demon bloodline, and it had a very short cooldown skill. With a charge, one person was stunned. With a 3-hit combo, it dealt 700,000 plus damage, and that person's HP instantly collapsed by more than half. The key point was that he was still stunned, and if it hit him again, he would probably die. 700,000 in one hit? Lu Chen was stunned. This boss's normal attack damage was too strong. This time, the team panicked. Heal, quick. The tank must not be killed instantly. The team leader of the stunned person roared, and at the same time, he raised his gun and shot the white boar's head. Precision shooting, central partition. The white boar was hit and fell into a temporary stun. The team doctor quickly healed the tank, and at the same time, a puppet master commanded 2 steel puppets to quickly rush to the front of the tank. Puppet technique, Iron Bastion. Talisman master, Masho, Shield formation. The monk tank activated his own skill, Sarira Golden Body, Forged Golden Body. The tank must not be killed instantly, and at that moment, the whole team was trying their best to protect the tank. At the same time, the other teams were seizing the time to attack. Lu Chen was slightly surprised, attacking at this time. Won't it draw aggro away? Isn't this asking for trouble? After a short 0.5 seconds, the white boar had already awakened, and as expected, it turned around and charged at another person, and the boss's aggro had been pulled away. This time, it was the other team's turn to be nervous. After charging 5 times in a row, the 10-man white boar suddenly roared to the sky. Not good, it's going to use a group attack, retreat quickly. Lu Chen was 100 meters away, but he also felt the ground under his feet quickly dropping, and the whole area was tilting quickly, and everyone was involuntarily sliding towards the white boar. Fuck, what skill is this, so strong? Lu Chen tried to use a displacement skill, but he found that he had been hit by a debuff. Debuff, Dragon Trapping Formation, unable to escape the current area, and constantly moving towards the center of the Dragon Trapping Formation. Fuck, this is so strong. Lu Chen's stealth was useless, and he was forced to enter the battle. But at this time, Lu Chen still did not make a move. He was now at the outermost area of the Dragon Trapping Formation, and there were still many people inside who were affected by the formation. He wanted to see how they would deal with it. To be able to become a rainbow gold mission, and to only kill 3, the white boar definitely had more tricks up its sleeve. Chapter 402. The team members were forcefully pulled toward the man-eating white boar, and at that moment, the man-eating white boar launched a fierce attack. The 3 consecutive hits directly hit 700,000 HP. No matter how fierce the medic was, they could not keep up. Someone had been killed one after another. Damn it, didn't I say to avoid the Dragon Trapping Formation? There's no way to avoid it at all. Its starting move is almost the same as a normal attack. The preparation time is extreme, there's no time to react. If you can't get the first damage, it's not a kill. You have to deal damage and avoid the Dragon Trapping Formation. There's no solution at all. It's over, we're going to be wiped out again. This guy is too hard to fight. Lu Chen finally understood why this group of people were fighting to deal damage. It turned out that the man-eating white boar's kill was different from other monsters. It needed to be ranked according to the damage output, and the first place would get the white boar. No wonder the teams had to deal damage even if they attracted aggro. Of course, if the first person died, then his data would be reset to 0. This was probably the difficulty of the Rainbow Gold mission. Lu Chen looked at the man-eating white boar's HP. He did not know how long this group of people had been fighting. The white boar currently had 40% HP, and its remaining HP was about 600 million. I don't know if anyone can deal more than 40% damage. According to the current situation of the teams, this possibility was not high. However, Lu Chen thought about it and still felt that it was not safe. I have to get the boss. Thinking of this, Lu Chen took out the Abyss Black Crystal Bow and aimed at the players. Long-range shooting. Swoosh, 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 a large number of black arrows blasted into the crowd. These people were already in the Dragon Trapping Formation. At this time, How could they avoid Lu Chen's long-range shooting? They did not even notice that there were other people here. The dragon trapping formation also helped Lu Chen. The players were concentrated here, and with the long-range shooting, the killing speed was extremely fast. Who is it? Damn it, someone is attacking us. Over there. After Lu Chen used long-range shooting, his invisibility was cancelled at the same time, and people could see the man in red. Damn, what are you doing? You killed us, can you eat the white boar alone? Stop it. Lu Chen snorted. You don't have to worry about whether I can eat it or not. Don't fight with me. It's mine. Anyone who had played the game before would know that fighting over wild bosses was a common occurrence in the game. Although these teams were currently in a cooperative relationship, there would definitely be infighting in the end. No one was willing to work for someone else for such a long time. That guy's attack is so high. Damn it. Who is he? When did he sneak in? Damn it, now we're surrounded by enemies. There was Baiji waiting for them in front, and Lu Chen's super long-range shooting from behind. Hundreds of elite players could not withstand the pincer attack from both sides and died one after another. The respawn point was in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. It wouldn't take long for him to get here from the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Lu Chen knew very well that he didn't have much time left. Once they were resurrected, he would be the one being attacked from both sides. Furball. Lu Chen summoned his battle pet. At the same time, he used the suction force of the dragon trapping formation to shoot directly at the man-eating Baiji. Lu Chen flashed in front of Baiji and stomped on the ground. Baiji's huge body instantly floated in the air. Baiji was already in a state of flying. Lu Chen quickly launched an attack with back attack. This time, Lu Chen used a poison attack. Back attack was a normal attack. It should also be able to enjoy the passive bonuses of Lu Chen's normal attacks. Lightless Sky Flame Pillar, Black Coffin Dead Zone. Possession of Ares, Demon Transformation, Clone. A large number of clones rushed towards Baiji. At the same time, Lu Chen's back attack had already arrived. Heaven and Earth Annihilation, back attack. Flash behind the enemy and attack the enemy fiercely. This attack would definitely hit, causing 500% physical damage and sending the enemy flying again. Although one attack could cause 500% physical damage, it was a one-time attack and could not enjoy the passive bonuses of critical hit and poison attack. Cancel attack. Lu Chen only kept the displacement effect of back attack and cancelled the last huge damage attack. Tiger Descends the Mountain. Tiger Descends the Mountain, 18 segments of damage. Minus 650,000, double critical hit, -1. 14 million, poisoned, -1. 14 million, poisoned, -1. 07 million, triple critical hit, -1. 14 million, poisoned, -1. 14 million, poisoned, 18 segments of damage, causing 33 million damage. The most important thing was that there was stun. Demon King's Will, refresh. More than 30 clones pounced towards the man-eating white swine. The man-eating white boar's stun time was very short. The original 3-second stun time was only left with 0.5 seconds. However, even so, after being beaten by more than 30 clones, the white boar had no chance to wake up. At the same time, Furball launched its feast again. After a few attacks, the Baiji had many layers of debuffs. However, perhaps because the quality of the man-eating Baiji was too high, Furball could only give it 3 layers of debuffs. Its body's strength decreased by 21% and it also lost 5% of its health per second, which was 7.5 million for 5 seconds. Using Feast again, the Baiji displayed Immune. Furball, come back. Just deal the damage. Just leave it to the clones. After a wave of attacks, Lu Chen directly took out 100 million plus of the man-eating Baiji's health. The most important thing was that he had successfully controlled the Baiji. Under the attacks, even if it was the man-eating Baiji, it could not withstand the endless stun and large amount of bleeding damage. In less than 2 minutes, the Baiji's huge body fell to the ground. Congratulations, you have killed the man-eating Baiji, level 79 wild boss. You have captured 34 million auras. You have obtained 5 first promotion second stage talent fragments. You have obtained 1 promotion second stage evolution points x6. You have obtained 33 auras. Ding! Congratulations. You have obtained item Demon Beast Core, Orange x1. You have obtained item Demon Beast Core, Orange x3. You have obtained item Demon Beast Core, Purple x10. Obtained Dark Gold Equipment, Ghost Destroyer, Dual Swords. Requires unlocking dual wielding ability. Damn, what is a dual wielding weapon? Lu Chen was a bit confused, but now was not the time to be tangled up in this kind of thing. The equipment that entered his inventory was one more than what Lu Chen had imagined. However, there was still good news that was worth gratifying. It dropped dark gold. Not bad, I did not come here in vain. Before this, the other players did not dare to think about how much damage it had done before, but they had all passed it. Thus, the man-eating Baiji belonged to Lu Chen without any suspense. Lu Chen looked at the quest tracking. He had already completed 1 quest to kill the man-eating Baiji. Not bad. At this time, Lu Chen discovered that the furball was eating the corpse of the Baiji. This scene was a bit terrifying. The little guy was eating very seriously. It did not even seem to see Lu Chen. The furball was not this greedy before. I feel that this guy is very strong. The furball was currently using Ghoul. As expected, the name was like the person, Ghoul. It was a pity that the furball's appetite was not as big as his. After eating for a while, it could not eat anymore. Lu Chen could only put it away. Killing it is not that hard. It is not hard for me to kill it alone. Lu Chen said with a heart of gold. However, at this time, the players who had just died revived one after the other. As soon as he was resurrected, this group of people surrounded Lu Chen. Brat, I will kill you. Chapter 403. Are you sure you want to fight with me? Lu Chen turned around and looked at the players who had just revived. These people were full of anger, and they were used to being arrogant in the heart-refining courtyard. However, they were all stunned by Lu Chen's question. In just a few minutes after they died and revived, this guy had killed a boss with hundreds of millions of HP, Lu Chen snorted. Wild bosses belong to whoever kills them. This is the rule everywhere. If you can kill it, why can't I? Don't think that just because others don't dare to kill your boss, I won't. Boy, we are not in a good condition now, but don't think that this is over. Tell me which group you are from. No group. Lu Chen said. He did not want to waste any more time with these people, so he turned around and prepared to leave. Boy, do you dare to show us your ID? Someone behind him said fiercely. You don't deserve to know my ID. If you want to fight with me, find Wuxia nameless. Lu Chen spread his wings and soared into the sky. Everyone was stunned and looked at the sky in a daze. Yes, wings. It seems that only 1 pair of wings has appeared so far. Wuxia nameless. How did he kill the man-eating white boar alone? They looked at the corpse of the man-eating white boar not far away. At this time, the corpse was turning into light spots and gradually dissipating. Xiao Yuan also found a quest monster. Although it was not the man-eating white boar, it was still in the quest. This beast was called Cunning Boar. It looked like a white ape with mane, a huge body, and extremely fierce. When Lu Chen arrived, there were dozens of teams hunting it. Lu Qin did not know whether the teams here were stronger or the cunning boar was weaker. At this time, the boss only had 10% of its HP left, which was 150 million. However, the cunning boar had entered the rage state, and the surrounding teams could only temporarily avoid it. However, the boss's HP was too low. With so many experts here, the boss would most likely be killed by them. This won't do. Looks like I can't kill this one directly. Its damage won't be able to catch up to the others. Lu Qin immediately activated his doppelganger. His doppelganger rushed towards the other players while he took out the abyssal dragon crystal bow. The 10 seconds of preparation time for super long-range shot was already too late. Flash. Attack quickly. The single target arrows were buffed by the 2 attack speed enhancement skills, making them comparable to AoE attacks. In front of the dragon crystal bow, black spots of light burst out. In the blink of an eye, a large number of arrows had already jumped in the form of Prometha, instantly shooting towards everyone. Previously, these small groups of players were focused on dealing with the cunning hound. At the same time, they also had to consider their own damage. With the boss's HP, they would either have the confidence to use their ultimate skill to deal the most damage, or they would have to kill the person who dealt the most damage to them. Cooperation and competition were even more vividly displayed in the Rainbow Gold mission. However, at this time, more than 300 people were attacked by an unknown source at the same time. Someone had broken the balance. Ambush. Are they crazy? How dare they attack everyone? Even I don't dare to deal with so many people at once. This kid must have died before. The boss only has 1/10 of its HP left. Captain, what should we do? Don't worry about that kid. 2 people kill the boss and maintain the damage. Liu, you kill the Hunter Emperor with me. They're in first place now. Jinxing, you protect your teammates. Hunter Emperor, they're here. I know. They'll definitely come. Don't panic. We can't withstand the focus fire. So, Phoenix Feather, we're counting on you. Got it, Captain. A teenager suddenly used his doppelganger. Lu Chen's timing was too coincidental. This was the most crucial time, but no one intended to care about him. Ignore Lu Chen. They would definitely regret it. Boom 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 boom. A group of black crystal arrows exploded in the crowd. At the same time, more than a dozen doppelganger rushed into the crowd. 6 digits of damage floated crazily on the battlefield. Fuck, that guy's damage. Fuck, 2 people in our group were instantly killed. Be careful of his doppelganger, the damage is too high. That guy, damn it, who the hell is he? First, don't worry about him. Try to avoid his doppelganger and arrows. Continue to kill the boss. Liu, follow me. I'll kill the Hunter Emperor. At this crucial moment, all the groups made the same decision. Snatch the boss. Lu Chen frowned slightly. These captains were very calm and rational. They made the right decision. The boss's HP was too low. Especially when these people were attacking with all their might, it was very likely that they would be instantly killed. By then, it would be useless even if he killed them all. He was not here to kill. He was here to snatch the boss. Oh no. Lu Chen's mind was spinning rapidly. Suddenly, he had an idea. 7 stars chasing the moon. Lu Chen gave up on attacking and rushed toward the snake. Don't worry about him. It's useless no matter how high his damage is. The boss's HP is not enough for him to catch up with us. However, Lu Chen rushed in front of the snake. He did not attack. Instead, he, rejuvenation. The target of healing was the snake. With 50% healing, the snake's HP was instantly restored to 700 million. Its HP bar was almost empty. In an instant, it had more than half of its HP. It looked very healthy. Seeing this, the group of people almost vomited blood. After attacking for a long time, they finally reduced the boss's HP to 1/10. In the end, this guy came up and healed the boss. The amount of healing was so high. What the fuck? I'm really... Pfft. What is this guy doing? He's healing the boss. You fucking... Are you crazy? Kid, My liver hurts. The snake was shocked. No one would believe it. A group of people had been attacking it for a few hours. In the end, a guy appeared out of nowhere and healed its HP almost to full. Lu Chen breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, the snake was saved. Hey, heal the boss. Are you crazy? Someone shouted at Lu Chen. I've seen people snatching bosses. I've never seen someone snatching bosses like this. You're harming others without benefiting yourself. This is too much. You're such a scumbag. Fuck, I'm going to kill you. Lu Chen smiled. Since we're snatching bosses, of course, we have to give it our all. I'm healing it to kill it. How can you say that I'm harming others without benefiting myself? If Lu Chen could not kill the boss and healed the boss when others were about to kill it, it could be said that he was mentally unbalanced and had a problem with his character. However, Lu Chen was completely confident that he could kill the snake. You've angered the people. Lu Chen snorted. You're snatching bosses to kill people. If you can do it, why can't I? Alright, if you can't kill it, then you'll become the enemy of the entire Heart Refining Academy. That's right. No one would do such a disgusting thing. If you can't kill the snake, then you don't have to argue. You're the most disgusting person I've ever seen. Lu Chen shook his head. Actually, I don't care what you think of me. However, if you don't interfere, then I can spare your lives. After saying that, Lu Chen turned around and swung his staff at the snake. Chapter 404. Wargid's Possession, Demon Transformation, Respawn, Doppelganger, Lightless Sky Flame Pillar, Black Coffin Dead Zone, Flame Slash, 3000 Instant Slash, 700 million HP was just a matter of time for Lu Chen. The weasel's HP dropped rapidly. Fuck, his damage output is too terrifying. He actually has a passive stun. Isn't he an archer? 2 professions. No, his basic attributes are so high, it's possible that he has 3 professions. Who is this guy? I've never seen him before. The weasel's HP dropped rapidly, and soon, it only had 50 million HP left. Dark Blood. At this moment, the few teams that had been watching the battle all attacked at the same time. Focus fire and kill him. No matter how strong he is, he can't fight against so many of us. His doppelganger is gone. Quick, now. Who told you to steal our boss? I'll let you have a taste of it. The dark eye of the gods gave a skill notification, and Lu Chen snorted. I knew you guys wouldn't be honest. You said that I'm unscrupulous, aren't you guys the same? The 9 heavens was never a place for benevolence. Here, the strong were respected, and the winner was king. Lu Chen had been alone for so long, how could he not be careful? In fact, Lu Chen could keep summoning doppelganger, but he purposely didn't summon more doppelganger when the boss HP was only 50 million. His purpose was to test if this group of people would watch obediently when the boss HP was still within his control. Now, it seemed that he had tested it. I've been waiting for you guys to show your true colors. Lu Chen snorted. Universal annihilation, sky shaking. Lu Chen's body was like a cannonball, fiercely bombarding the ground. The ground shook, and the boss and the people who came to ambush him were all lifted into the air. 3000 Instant Slash. Lu Chen left behind an illusion, and killed 21 people in a 10-hit combo. Fuck, this attack, we can't take it, what are you guys still standing there for, do you want to watch him steal the boss? Attack together. His 3000 instant slash only has 11 normal attacks. That's right. Even if we can't kill him, as long as he doesn't have time to fight the boss health bar will be full after a while. We can't let him take down the boss easily. Speaking of which, these people had said that Lu Chen was harming others without benefiting himself. But now, they were the ones who were truly harming others without benefiting themselves. The others looked at each other. Now that things had come to this, they had to take a gamble. Lu Chen also understood this point. Naturally, he couldn't just leave the boss alone. Blink Slash had 11 normal attacks, and Lu Chen left the last attack for the boss. After the last attack, Lu Chen quickly followed up with a Universal Annihilation, back strike. The boss was sent flying again. At this moment, a large number of players rushed towards Lu Chen. Flash. Put him to death. Rapid Onslaught. Lu Chen immediately used the 3 attack speed buffs. The black crystal arrows were like tens of thousands of swords, forming a rain of arrows in front of him, pouring down on the enemy. Fuck, his attack speed is so fast. His arrows have no flight path, it's not easy to dodge. Fuck, why are all his arrows critical hits? 100% critical hit rate. Even if it's not easy to dodge, we still have to dodge. We'll be hit until half of our HP is gone. Tank, block for a while, pharmacist, heal. These people were indeed experts. Their skills were top-notch, and they also had many powerful skills. Now, they were using the method of dealing with the boss as a unit. Usually, this group of people cooperated a lot. If they couldn't kill them instantly, then it would become very troublesome. For a moment, all kinds of skills filled the battlefield. Earth-splitting chasm. A huge and ruthless attack disrupted the formation of many small teams. Triple door. Lu Chen used one of his trump cards, then quickly shuttled from the triple door to the back of the team. Those standing behind were either pure damage dealers like the Prophet, Buddha Seal, or healers. Lu Chen immediately shot wildly. Although these professions were very strong, their bodies were weak. A single arrow with double critical hit was able to reduce more than half of their HP. Most importantly, a large number of arrows triggered the confusion effect at the same time, and these people who were casting spells were directly stunned. Once he was stunned, he was only a step away from death. Not good, he's sneaking to the back. Quickly protect the back. Lu Chen instantly killed more than 10 people. At this time, he couldn't continue fighting, or else the boss would leave the battle. After this wave of actions, less than 2 seconds had passed. The boss was still in the air, so Lu Chen quickly followed up with skills. Universal Annihilation, Earth-splitting chasm. Suddenly, Lu Chen flashed to the top of the boss head again and fiercely attacked. This huge beast, which was dozens of meters tall and heavy, was blasted to the ground like a cannonball. After Earth-splitting chasm, there was an additional chance for a back attack. Lu Chen didn't stop and used a back attack on the boss, sending it flying. When the boss was in the air, Lu Chen shuttled from the second door to the back of the team on the other side and killed 20 people. Universal Annihilation, Skyfall. The boss that was about to land was sent flying again. Back attack. Triple door shuttling. For the third time, Lu Chen ambushed the back of the team and almost wiped out the healers at the back of the team. A large number of skills were seamlessly linked in Lu Chen's hands. Moreover, it was impossible to predict where he would appear next. Although they knew that he was going to ambush the back of the team, everyone could only watch as he maintained continuous damage on the boss while simultaneously killing the healers of the teams. This made them feel hopeless. Fuck. This guy. He's pissing me off. We can't catch up to him at all. He's using triple door and that universal annihilation to the extreme. Damn it, triple door's displacement is a teleportation type. Even if I locate him, I don't know where he will appear. And that universal annihilation, how long will he stay in the air? Other than that earth-splitting chasm, the boss hasn't woken up at all. Without a healer, in front of Lu Chen's flash shots, even the meat shields couldn't withstand it. After a round of flash shots, the team suffered disastrous losses and couldn't get closer. At this moment, Lu Chen had already dealt 5 million damage to the boss. Dragon blood boiling. Universal annihilation, 1250% Heaven's Wrath. 1,400,000, 12. 5 times the total damage. It also increased damage by 80%. 31, 5 million damage. Universal annihilation dealt a total of 37 million damage. Fierce Tiger descends the mountain. 18 hits, 12 million damage. 80% increase, 21. 6 million. It was an instant kill. Congratulations, you have killed Cunning Tiger, level 78 wild boss. You have obtained 31 million aura. You have obtained 5 first promotion second stage talent fragments. You have obtained 1 promotion second star evolution points x6. You have obtained 37 aura points. Ding! Congratulations. You have obtained Demon Beast Core, Orange x1. You have obtained Demon Beast Core, Orange x3. You have obtained Demon Beast Core, Purple, x10. You have obtained Exotic Beast Leg Guard, Dark Gold. You have obtained Exotic Beast Heart, Dark Gold Treasure. Quest complete. Lu Chen turned his head and looked at the shocked crowd. Now, do you have any questions? Chapter 405. While killing the boss, he also took the time to wipe out a group of top-tier players. In the face of such terrifying strength, these parties were speechless. Next time, when you see me fighting a boss, stay away from me. Lu Chen said as he spread his demonic wings and soared into the sky. This guy, he's crazy. Verbius gritted her teeth. Damn it, why is he so strong? Can he deal 50 million damage per second? That's impossible. Sigh, it's more than 50 million damage. He's holding back to deal with us. If he only focused on the boss, his DPS would be higher. It's over. As long as this guy is here, it'll be difficult for us to snatch the boss. We have to avoid him in the future. In the monster forest, Lu Chen sent out Rhubarb, Furball, and Yuanbing to look for the boss while he looked for a spot with more monsters to farm for monster cores. The monsters here were very strong, and their loot was very good. On average, each monster would drop 2 to 3 purple monster cores. It was a good loot. Rhubarb was much more efficient than Yuanbing. He was not good at fighting, but Rhubarb was very good at finding things. When Lu Chen returned to the Heart Refinement Courtyard that night, he handed in 5 quests in one go. Sigh, I can only do 5 quests in a day. It'll take me 60 days to complete 300 quests. Lu Chen shook his head. My efficiency is too low. I'll waste almost 2 months here. Forget it. 2 months it is. A heaven tier skill is not worth spending so much time on. Looking at the other 5 quests in his hand, Lu Chen gave it some thought and gave up on them. He might be able to find the boss if he expanded the search area, but Lu Chen still gave up. Lu Chen had handed in 5 quests, which meant that the quests in the other party's hands were invalid. They had to return to the Heart Refinement Courtyard to pick up more quests. However, Lu Chen had stolen many bosses from other parties. After witnessing Lu Chen's strength, they knew that they could not compete with him for bosses for the time being. Damn it, we have to find a way to deal with him. Otherwise, we won't be able to do any missions in the future. He gave up on the other 5 quests. He didn't seem to have found the quest boss. Should we do these 5 quests? What's the use of 5 missions? Hunter Emperor said angrily, he made 5 by himself and left 5 for so many of us. Who does he think he is? But he's too strong. I'm afraid we can't defeat him. Wait a few more days. The Hunter Emperor narrowed his eyes and said fiercely, I will call my master over. By then, no matter how arrogant he is, it will be useless. Hunt Emperor, you want to call your master over? That's great, that's a super expert of the 3rd heavenly layer. Hunter Emperor smiled. Doesn't that guy like to be alone? I'm guessing that he's just an ordinary person who obtained some super great opportunity. People like him are just happy for a moment. I want him to understand that without a strong backer, he'll only be our stepping stone in the end. During this period of time, Lu Chen's daily limit was to farm in stealth mode. When Rhubarb's sub-originator found a boss, he would rush over to deal with it. The days were dull and leisurely. In his territory, there were almost no other players. It couldn't be helped. This guy's method of snatching bosses was so fancy. Healing the boss was nothing. Someone had seen him snatch the boss's aggro by himself and pull the boss 10 miles away. There was another time that was even worse. This guy directly opened a triple door and teleported the boss away. A group of people were fighting the boss, but the boss disappeared. They almost vomited blood. At first, there were still small groups that secretly came to kill the boss. But later, they were completely desperate and could only focus on the 5 quests that Lu Chen gave up. It had been some time since they arrived at the 2nd heavenly layer. Under the guidance of the veteran 2nd heavenly layer players, the Earth players gradually became familiar with the 2nd heavenly layer's strength. After leveling up and upgrading their equipment, the Earth players had already begun to form their own groups to fight the Radiant Moon werewolves. And after this period of time, the 2nd heavenly layer players who originally attacked the Earth village had fulfilled their original promise and were now leaving. On this day, the representatives of the Earth village players specially held a farewell party to send these players off. Thank you for your help during this period of time. You have helped the Earth players finally get through the most difficult period. The Great Wall of Iron and Blood shook hands with Tuolua Walker, Lei Yin, and the others. Great Wall, you're welcome. This is what we should do. No, although this is the compensation request that we made at the beginning, you have all done your best when you led us Earth players. In fact, this cooperation has already changed from compensation to cooperation. Tuolua Walker smiled slightly and said, everyone, in fact, we don't know each other without fighting. Yes. Great Wall, and everyone, in fact, I have something to say, Tuolua Walker said. Please go ahead. Tuolua Walker nodded and said, after the fall of Nameless, there is only one mad demon left on Earth. This is not good news for you. In fact, Mad Demon is your hope, but on the other hand, you are also the hope of Mad Demon. The representatives of Earth were surprised and did not understand what Tuolua Walker meant. Tuolua Walker continued, in the 9 heavens domain, we have just reached the 2nd heavens. As far as I know, all the strong ones have an unimaginable backing behind them. The higher the level of the heavens, the more resources you need for cultivation. That is not something that can be collected by one person. As for your Earth, I now know that it was originally a world that was not even considered a low-level martial world. Therefore, you do not have such a superpower at all. In other words, there is no support behind Mad Demon. The Great Wall of Iron and Blood frowned. This was the first time he heard this. They were also the backing of Mad Demon. Tuolua Walker continued, although I am only an insignificant figure in the Jyotian, I am after all older and have heard more things. I don't know what secrets are hidden in the 9 heavens domain, but one thing you have to understand is that to be able to attract people from so many worlds to the Jyotian, there must be some great secret hidden here. This place is like a stage that gathers people from all over the universe to compete on the same stage. No one can stay out of it. Mad Demon is the strongest person I have ever seen. He is indeed very strong, but he also needs your support. Otherwise, he may be the next Nameless. Let yourself grow stronger. Become his backing. Perhaps this will change the fate of your entire Earth. Tuo Luo Walker really regarded the Great Wall of Iron and Blood as his friends. He even said such words. And these words were like a bomb in the hearts of the Great Wall of Iron and Blood, making their hearts tremble. Earth was a world that could not even be considered a low-level martial world. Then, were the other worlds originally a world that advocated martial arts? No wonder Earth's starting point was so low. Behind the other strong people, there were terrifying forces supporting them, but Mad Demon was fighting alone against hundreds of millions of strong people. After sending off Tuo Luo Walker, the representatives of Earth returned to the temporary meeting place. Everyone fell into silence. Chapter 406. At this point, no one would think that Jiutian was an ordinary game anymore. According to Mr. Tuo Luo, there is something in Jiutian that can change our fate. Robert frowned. What do you think, Great Wall? Great Wall pondered for a long time before saying, based on our current feelings, I have reason to believe that Mr. Tuo Luo is right. Japan's representative said, currently, there is more and more research on Jiutian internationally. With the infiltration of research, we realize that the Jiutian we know is getting more and more terrifying. Britain's representative said, that's right. Now, it's almost confirmed that in the second heaven, the attributes of the players in the game can affect the real world. If the second heaven is already like this, what about the higher realms? We can make a bold guess. Perhaps in the higher realms, the threshold of influence will continue to expand. Perhaps Earth will enter what Mr. Tuo Luo said, a low-level martial arts world, or even a higher realm. Great Wall frowned. His leader's prediction was right. Jiutian was hiding a huge secret. If this is confirmed, then the rules of the real world will be completely broken, and Jiutian's influence will become even more unparalleled. This would definitely be a big deal. Every country would have to make plans to deal with it. However, Great Wall pulled the topic back. Mr. Tuo Luo said that we are the backing of Mad God. What do you all think? The Indian server representative said, I don't know if we can help Mad God. Yeah, we are too weak now. Mad God is not on the same level as us. Yeah, we can't even take care of ourselves. How can we be the backing of Mad God? Great Wall shook his head and stood up. Everyone, please don't belittle yourself. Although we are weak, don't forget that we represent the entire Earth. Mr. Tuo Luo said that we should be the backing of Mad God. I don't agree. Great Wall said. What I want is not one Mad God, but more. More Mad Gods. Great Wall, that's not very realistic. Not showing. Great Wall asked. In Jiutian, is there anything that is impossible? Mad God is also human. He also came from among us. The second heaven is full of opportunities. Why can't we have more Mad Gods? In the past, we even doubted whether there were aliens in this world. But now, we are competing with countless aliens in Jiutian. We once pursued the power that surpasses nature, and now, we have such an opportunity. If we don't give it a try, I'm sure we'll regret it one day. If we work hard and fail in the end, at least we will have a clear conscience. Friends, perhaps we will never have such an opportunity again in our lifetime. What are you still hesitating for? Everyone, please bring out your determination, to create glory and glory and glory and glory and glory. The Great Wall of Iron and Blood had the unique style of the Chinese military. Even in the face of the unknown nine-heaven world, it was still filled with fighting spirit. Of course, the reason why he avoided talking about Mad God was that he knew Lu Chen's identity as a high-ranking member of the Wuxia military. Nameless fall meant that mad god had fallen. But this news could not be said now. It would be a blow to everyone's confidence. His fighting spirit was also contagious to the others. Great Wall, you're right. I don't want to regret not doing my best for the rest of my life. Pakistan's representative said. The African representative also stood up. My friends, opportunities always coexist with challenges. Look at those players. They are the real warriors. They fell and stood up again. We should learn from their spirit. More and more people expressed their views. And this news would soon spread to the offline world of each country. 7 days later, Wuxia was the first to announce the 9 Heavens Domain Guidance document. The military would enter Zhoutian with a real identity and establish the Yanhuan War Zone. The Guild Alliance also announced that the Guild Alliance would be incorporated into the Yanhuan War Zone and obey its command. Other countries followed suit and issued the document. The military of each country officially entered Zhoutian in the name of the military and incorporated the Guild Alliance. In addition, each country established the Earth Alliance and the Global Village was officially integrated. In addition to issuing guidance documents, each country would also invest more funds to buy more powerful equipment on the Galaxy's official website. They would also set up an official tactical research team to guide the reclamation and other matters. Under the strong push of the global countries, Zhoutian's popularity reached a new high. Jianqing had said that Zhoutian would change the world. Not to mention the fact that the attributes would affect reality, at least in terms of influence, no one could beat it. In such a big environment, the strength of the players on Earth was also increasing rapidly. There were already people who went to the level 60 main city, Freedom City, and explored the Dragon War Wilderness. 2 months later, Lu Chen completed 300 Rainbow Gold missions. He had 1,100 Rainbow Gold gems on him, which could be exchanged for an advanced Earth-level skill book. The old man at the exchange office looked at Lu Chen in surprise, his face full of disbelief. 2 months, and you completed 300 Rainbow Gold missions. Lu Chen shook his head. It was a little boring. I was a little lazy in the last month. I'm not saying that you were lazy. You really did it? Lu Chen shrugged. Yes. By the way, what about the last mission? The old man took a deep breath, shook his head, and sighed. It's really unexpected. I didn't expect you to complete 300 Rainbow Gold missions so quickly. Come with me. With that, the old man led Lu Chen into the building behind the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Under normal circumstances, students were not allowed to enter here. They came to the top floor of the building, where they could have a bird's-eye view of the entire Heart Refinement Courtyard and even the forest outside. There was only one room on the top floor. At this time, the door was closed. The old man gestured for Lu Chen to wait there, then knocked on the door. Come in. A voice came from inside. The old man opened the door and led Lu Chen in. Dean, this young man completed 300 Rainbow Gold missions. He wants to see that mission. The furnishings of the room were similar to that of a university teacher's office. There was a desk and a bookcase on the wall, filled with all kinds of information. In front of the desk sat a middle-aged man in white. His ID was Dean, Remnant Life. When the man heard this, he put down the information in his hand, frowned, and narrowed his eyes. He looked at Lu Chen. He completed 300 Rainbow Gold missions. He is a newcomer, right? Yes, Dean. He was admitted for less than 2 months. What? Completed 300 Rainbow Gold missions in 2 months. Young man, are you from the 5 major forces? Lu Chen was confused. He shook his head and said, I'm not. No. Then how did you do these missions? Lu Chen was a little embarrassed. How should he answer this question? How did he do it? He did it with his hands. After all, he was the dean. The mission seemed to be in his hands. It was better to be respectful. Dean, I've been working very hard. The dean and the old exchange master were speechless. Young man, the dean is asking you. Did you do all those missions yourself? Yes. The dean's brows were almost knitted together. One person, in 2 months, completed 300 rainbow gold missions. You are the student number 312 who hunted the old man in the forest. Yes, Dean. Remnant Life nodded thoughtfully. Well, I don't care what method you used to complete the mission. Since you have met the requirements, you are qualified to see that mission. Follow me. After saying that, the dean got up and walked to the bookshelf behind him. He took out a book. The bookshelf suddenly turned over. It turned out that there was a hidden door here. Remember, there is only one chance for this mission. If you succeed, you can get the heaven-level cultivation method. If you fail, the 300 rainbow gold gems will be confiscated. Have you thought it through? Lu Chen took a deep breath. He didn't expect the mission to be in the refinement heart courtyard. It came so fast that he didn't even have time to prepare. However, did he need to prepare? Lu Chen took a deep breath. I have thought it through. Chapter 407. The secret door behind the bookshelf was connected to a spiral staircase. Lu Chen followed behind the dean and the old man, walking up the seemingly endless staircase. After walking for an unknown amount of time, Lu Chen opened his personal map. The map was completely black, but he could see a small dot representing himself. Zooming out of the map, Lu Chen was surprised to find that he was roughly at the bottom of the huge lake around the heart refinement courtyard. There were torches on both sides of the road. The light from the torches flickered and finally, a large door was revealed. The door wasn't big, only 3 meters tall. Compared to the other entrances that were tens of meters tall, it was a bit shabby. Standing next to the iron door, Kanxing stopped. Young man, can you tell me your ID? Lu Chen thought for a while. Dean, you can call me Nameless. Nameless? The dean pondered over the name and smiled. I don't think it's the Nameless. You want to make a name for yourself, but you don't want to leave your name. It's not easy to see fame and fortune at such a young age. Nameless, this is the place you are looking for. After this door, it leads to the Tiger Dragon Lake, which is our heart refinement courtyard's moat. As if he thought of something funny, Kanxing laughed. It's funny. There are always students asking me if there really is a tiger dragon in the Tiger Dragon Lake. I really don't know how to answer. Halfway through his words, he turned his head and looked at Lu Chen meaningfully. Lu Chen's legs suddenly trembled. This time, he was really a bit weak. This instance is underwater. He never had any experience fighting underwater. Moreover, the Jiutian could be seen as no different from the real world. In other words, he would really be fighting underwater. Lu Chen had never been to the sea, but from the videos online, he felt that he might have a phobia of the deep sea. No way. Dean, are we fighting underwater? I have a lot of skills that I can't use. Kanxing shrugged his shoulders. This is something you need to consider. Lu Chen frowned. Alright, the dean was right. How he fought was his own business. Alright, if you're ready, then go in. As he spoke, the dean took out a key and opened the metal door. Lu Chen took a deep breath. Since he was already here, there was no reason not to enter. Behind the iron gate, the scene was strange. It was pitch black inside, but one could hear the sound of flowing water and some indescribable sounds. They seemed to be the low moans of some kind of creature. Lu Chen tried to touch the darkness in front of him with his hand, but he only felt liquid. When he pulled his hand back, his hand was completely wet. Behind the door was the bottom of the lake, but the water was completely isolated behind the iron door. Ahead, it was pitch black. How could he fight in such an environment? Not to mention, there was a deadly super boss inside. Lu Chen had never felt so unconfident before. Before facing that unknown creature, Lu Chen first had to overcome the fear in his heart. What? Don't you dare to go. Can Shing looked at Lu Chen with a faint smile. This is normal. When I first came here, I stood at the door for a full 20 minutes. Actually, you just have to think about your colorful. Before Kenshin finished speaking, Lu Chen suddenly took 2 steps back and jumped into the lake world outside the door. Kenshin was speechless. It was rare for him to share his experience, but that guy was not listening at all. This kid's psychological quality is not bad. Kenshin smiled. Old Ma, do you think he has a chance? Old Ma's ID was Old Ma. Maybe it was the same as 10 steps 1. It was a mistake in naming. He did not show his ID, but the dean still knew it. Not likely. Old Ma said, you and I have seen many geniuses here, but no one has successfully passed through here. Obtaining a heaven-level technique in a second heaven is already against the heavens. It is naturally very difficult to go against the heavens. Kenshin nodded. Indeed, I have passed through it once, but to be honest, I definitely don't want to do it a second time. Actually, I wanted to tell him that it is right to be afraid. Oh, by the way, did that guy learn the air sealing technique or the spiritual energy inner breathing technique? I don't know about that. Dean, don't worry about him. You almost violated the rules by telling him what is in the lake. If you remind him again, you might lose your position as the dean. Kenshin sighed. Actually, I really hope that someone can do what I can't do. Moreover, he is a student of the Heart Refining Institute. Also, I have a feeling that he is not ordinary. Old Ma, let's go and watch the live broadcast. Let's see how much potential that kid has. The dean also had an advantage, which was that he could watch Lu Chen's live broadcast. The two quickly left and returned to the dean's office. In a private compartment of the dean's office, there was a crystal ball in the middle. Kenshin pressed his hand on the crystal ball, and the crystal ball responded by showing the situation at the bottom of the lake. It turned out that the so-called live broadcast was not a real live broadcast, but a crystal ball image. And Kenshin was actually a prophet. The crystal ball was pitch black, and only a long status bar could be seen. At this time, the durability was slowly decreasing. Looking at the status bar, Kenshin and Old Ma looked at each other. Breathing slot. It's over, there's no hope. Pitch black, there was something worse than this. When Lu Chen gritted his teeth and jumped in, he found that he could not breathe. You have not learned the air sealing technique related to the air sealing technique. Your Heart Sutra has not been upgraded to the spiritual energy inner breathing technique stage. You cannot hold your breath for a long time. According to your physique, your breathing slot is 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Lu Chen was speechless. What the hell was the air sealing technique? No one told him about it. Of course, he had never seen it before. As for the Heart Sutra, he was still using the most primitive demon beast breathing technique without the support of the fake Mukin Pearl. It was the kind of stuff that added 1 point of pure spiritual energy every minute. Lu Chen's spiritual energy was mostly increased by elixirs, followed by the Mukin Pearl. His spiritual energy was very high, so he was not in a hurry to find the Heart Sutra. Of course, in fact, he had not encountered a high-level Heart Sutra. All in all, Lu Chen had a deadly breathing slot. What a 4 minutes and 44 seconds, 444, damn it. He opened the map, but it was pitch black. Where is the boss? I can't see it at all. Where should I swim now? Don't worry, it should be nearby. The dean said that he had challenged it before, so there must be someone who tried to kill it before. I don't believe that I am the only one who did not learn the air sealing technique. If they can meet the boss, so can I. 4 minutes left in the breathing slot. This boss is in the water, so its attacks are very likely to be elemental attacks. Little Originator is not suitable to fight here. Little Furball, since he was going with the flow, Lu Chen summoned Little Furball. As soon as the little guy appeared, it found itself in the water. Its two cheeks were bulging, and its two little claws were flailing wildly. With great difficulty, it grabbed Lu Chen's clothes and refused to let go. Little Furball also had a breathing slot. Lu Chen looked at the time. 30 minutes left. Are you a demon? 30 minutes. Although Little Furball's breathing slot was very long, it looked panicked and could not fight. If I run out of breathing slot, you can give me mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Lu Chen shuddered as he imagined himself fighting and Little Furball giving him air. Forget it, putting away Little Furball, Lu Chen waited anxiously. 2 minutes left in the breathing slot. Am I going to suffocate to death? Lu Chen could not help but think of this possibility. Suddenly, Lu Chen felt an undercurrent in the water rushing toward him from all directions. Lu Chen immediately put in 120% of his energy. It's coming. Unfortunately, he still could not see anything. Since he could not see, then he would not look. Lu Chen simply closed his eyes. Dark eyes of the gods. I'm counting on you this time. Chapter 408. When Lu Chen was dealing with the immortal slaughtering pharmacist, the eye of the dark gods did not work. He had to rely on reverse moon chasing to locate the immortal slaughtering pharmacist. The reason was that the star-level poison body was also a type of technique. The eye of the dark gods was too low level and could not break it. However, it was different now. Lu Chen could not see the opponent because of the light. Sure enough, the eye of the dark gods sent a rough image. Lu Chen could vaguely see a huge winding body swimming around him. This boss was over 150 meters long. Its head was like a tiger's, but it had long whiskers. Its body was like a python covered in scales. This guy was the real tiger dragon. There was indeed a real tiger dragon under the tiger dragon lake. No wonder the water was flowing from all directions. Lu Chen was already surrounded. In the director's office, Ken Sheng looked at the treasure floating beside Lu Chen's shoulder. Eye of the dark gods. I didn't expect that kid to have such a treasure. This thing is very difficult to obtain. Old Ma also said, it is indeed difficult. Unless someone tells you in advance, it is impossible for an ordinary person to obtain enough fragments to evolve the eye of the dark gods. Kan Sheng frowned slightly. Although the eye of the dark gods can help him see his surroundings, this is only the easiest problem to solve. His movement speed is reduced by 30% underwater, but the boss is not affected at all. Old Ma said, I think that nothing is more important than his breathing tank. That kid only has 1 minute and 53 seconds left. Tiger Dragon Lake Bottom Lu Chen had already activated War God's Possession and Demon Transformation. The other two opening skills that he had to use, Lightless Sky Flame Pillar and Black Coffin Dead Zone, could not be used underwater. Poison is disabled underwater. Lu Chen looked at the status of his skills, including Black Coffin Dead Zone. Poison attacks were all ineffective. This was not good news. Lu Chen forced himself to calm down and encourage himself. It's just a poison attack. I still have many techniques that I can use. I am now level 92, and my damage is higher than before. I don't believe that I can't defeat it. After sizing up his opponent, the Tiger Flood Dragon launched an attack. Its huge body moved surprisingly quickly in the water. It opened its mouth and pounced on Lu Chen in the blink of an eye. Dark Night Blink. Lu Chen hastily dodged. However, although Lu Chen dodged the tiger head, the tiger dragon's body was too large. When Lu Chen appeared, the tiger dragon's body just happened to pass by him. In an instant, the tiger dragon's scales burst open. Lu Chen, who only relied on the eye of the dark gods to see things, happened to be unable to observe such minute changes. Caught off guard, he was continuously scratched by the scales. -250,000, reverse scale, -250,000, -250,000. Within 1 second, Lu Chen was hit by the reverse scale 5 times in a row, with an average of 0.2 seconds. Moreover, the reverse scale had a very strong adhesive effect. After each hit, Lu Chen's movement would be slowed for a short period of time, causing him to lose 1.25 million HP before he could struggle free. After struggling to free himself, Lu Chen was horrified. This guy. I can't even touch it. One reverse scale took away 1.25 million HP. He had 5.3 million HP, a quarter of it was taken away in 1 second. Lu Chen began to realize that it was not without reason that this guy could not be killed. In melee combat, even if he was continuously stunned, he would definitely not be able to withstand the damage from the reverse scale. To kill this guy, he had to use a bow and arrow. Now, Lu Chen was not in a hurry to recover his HP. He first used flash shot to increase his movement speed. Clone. At that moment, the tiger dragon turned its head, opened its huge tiger mouth, and let out a high-frequency ear-piercing sound. Water wave resonance. Spiral whirlpool water knife. This guy used 2 skills at the same time. When Lu Chen heard the sound, Lu Chen and the surrounding clones all lost HP, -590,000. Debuff, nerve paralysis, unable to use martial arts, unable to move. It could be said that it was an all-out attack. All the clones were lucky enough to survive, but their HP was slightly higher than Lu Chen's, around 700,000. Immediately after, the surrounding water swirled wildly, forming a huge whirlpool. Under the rapid rotation, the water turned into sharp blades, crazily slashing at the enemy's body. 23,000, 23,000, 23,000. It was always Lu Chen who attacked others, and the damage was everywhere. This time, Lu Chen and his clones finally experienced the same feeling. Fuck, I can't break free. At the same time, Lu Chen noticed that the water knife's damage to the clones was surprisingly high. Each attack could deal 132,000 points of damage, 6 times the damage of Lu Chen himself. The spiral whirlpool water knife lasted for a full 40 seconds, until Lu Chen's clones were all killed. Lu Chen's mind was now extremely shocked. This skill of the tiger dragon. It specialized in killing clones. The battle had just begun, and Lu Chen's second trump card had already been nullified. His clones were directly killed. After being hit 3 times, Lu Chen lost HP, 1,25,590,920,000, a total of 2.76 million. Half of his HP was gone. And Lu Chen did not even have a chance to fight back. The worst thing was that Lu Chen only had 1 minute left in his breathing tank. D*MN, this boss is so strong. Lu Chen's brows were tightly knitted together. The tiger dragon was obviously also an expert. It did not give Lu Chen any extra time to think. Its huge body once again pounced over. 7 stars chasing the moon. Lu Chen did not dare to move in the direction of the tiger dragon. Otherwise, it would be difficult to avoid the tiger dragon's reverse scale that was everywhere. Water arrows shooting the moon. The surrounding water transformed into countless sharp arrows, shooting at Lu Chen from all directions. Lu Chen felt a headache coming on. He was at the bottom of the lake, and there was water everywhere. In other words, everywhere could become arrows. Even if he had the reverse moon chasing state, it was impossible to avoid all the attacks. This was the first time Lu Chen felt that even with the reverse moon chasing state, his displacement skills were not enough. He was chasing the moon, while the opponent was shooting the moon. Obviously, the tiger dragon was stronger. Under the barrage of arrows, Lu Chen was hit frequently. Minus 240,000. Debuff, Water Ghost Dragging, 1 stack, movement speed reduced by 5%, displacement skill cooldown increased by 1 second. This status cannot be purified by low-level techniques. Minus 210,000. Debuff, Water Ghost Dragging, 2 stack, tunnel speed reduced by 10%, displacement skill cooldown increased by 1 second. This status cannot be purified by low-level techniques. Minus 230,000. Debuff, Water Ghost Dragging, 3 stack, tunnel speed reduced by 15%, while dodging and moving, Lu Chen had already been hit 5 times, each time dealing 1,100,000 damage. There were also 5 stacks of Water Ghost Dragging, which reduced his movement speed by 25%, and displacement skill cooldown increased by 5 seconds. Lu Chen looked at his own debuff and almost vomited blood. Was this fucking infinite stacking? Movement speed underwater was already 30% slower. With 5 stacks of Water Ghost Dragging, Lu Chen's reverse moon chasing could no longer reset displacement skill without a cooldown. Lu Chen felt as if he was being dragged by a water ghost, and his movements were as slow as a tortoise. Extreme Frost Sky Ice Spike. The eyes of the gods of darkness gave a warning. A danger zone had appeared beneath Lu Chen. However, the preparation time for Extreme Frost Sky Water Pillar was too short. It was about the same as Lightless Sky Flame Pillar, about 0.2 seconds. Lu Chen did not even have the time to refresh his skills or use displacement skill. Suddenly, a gigantic ice spike appeared beneath him, piercing through Lu Chen's abdomen. After piercing through Lu Chen's abdomen, the heavenly ice spike continued soaring into the sky. In just a few seconds, Lu Chen was poked out of the water by the heavenly ice spike. He was suspended 30 meters above the heavenly ice spike. At the last moment of his life, Lu Chen heard a voice. "Foolish human, this is your outcome for daring to challenge this king. Hanging your corpse for public display." You're tuning into the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.